Actually, in hindsight, that woman was very patronizing, right? The woman with the little mirror, with no mirror in it. She's looking through the
romper room.
Romper
shit?
room. Yeah, she was very.
Was that a Chicago thing or was that a
I don't
national
know, but
thing?
she was very.
I think it was a Chicago thing because my wife doesn't know anything about it.
I remember romper room when I was a kid. Yeah, she goes.
She grew up in Minnesota.
There was like a mirror, but like there's nothing in the mirror. Like so she's looking through, and she goes, "I see Timmy, I see France, I see underpants." I don't.
And
know.
you just you watched it. You watch it so that because you wanted to hear your name. Yeah,
she could say your name. Yeah. Oh yeah. I always remember that. I'm reading a book where they use one of the characters, and they're all it's a SEAL team book, and it's all the characters, and one of the characters has my last name, and it's not a very good book, but I can't stop.
Spudmaker?
I can't stop listening to it because the guy's still alive. I'm going to be depressed when he gets shot, but yeah, it's going to be super depressed. I'm going to be like, oh, I'm so unhappy. Yeah. Ted, did your power nap work?
See, that's why we're talking about Ted's, Ted's like a preschooler.
He
took a nap before the show.
It's weird. So when I was a kid at gay time, by the way, that's a real story, Mark. Yeah.
What time?
I was at a preschool. His name was gay. The name of the preschool was Gay Time. So
gay isn't happy.
It happy, yeah. It's happy.
Because I'm happy.
I laugh at it now. So they forced us to take a nap. I remember,
You're lisping now. Do you hear that?
They forced us to take a nap.
They just gave him the Kool-Aid, and everybody got real sleepy after they drank the Kool-Aid, and then they made him take the pantsless nap.
You know Ted's the star of the show when he gets to take a power nap before we start.
Well, he's got to be fresh.
20-hour power.
Would you
got to be fresh.
Yeah. Would you want an unfocused Ted? I mean,
actually, I don't like sitting next to him
week.
when he's fresh. I got a sensitive
I'm pretty.
nose.
I'm pretty stale right now. I'm semi-ripe right now. It's okay.
Yeah, you do smell bad sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. You take less than. That's why I'm way over here. You guys don't know. I'm literally like about 7 feet away. But then after a couple of shows, Mark will be like, "Oh man, Ted really stank.
I need a shave. I need a shower.
Ted smelled like a man tonight.
I need a massage.
like a man who went through the woods and stayed in the woods for a couple of weeks. And yeah,
I need a massage just like a guy who just won the Powerball tomorrow night. I need a massage like that.
Oh my God,
Jesus Christ! You know what?
$1 billion.
Did you? But you didn't even buy those fucking tickets, did you?
I did. I bought
Yeah,
tickets.
he always does.
I bought
He always
tickets.
does.
Oh, I buy tickets. I'm not going to
No,
send you.
what you? Okay,
that's the one thing Ted follows through on.
the $20.
$20, yeah.
Okay.
I actually bought $30, and then I bought.
Oh, he cut us out.
A pool of tickets.
We're only in for 66% of the tickets he bought.
And then I buy other tickets.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So I mean, long story short, if I happen to have a winning
story long.
Ticket,
you're never going to win, but I almost want you to win, just so I never have to hear it again.
Oh, you won't hear anything again.
No, that'd be beautiful. Yeah. You win, you give Mark and I $20 million bucks, but then
Did
never.
You say yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So now we
don't
need a contract because it's on the air.
No, actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hire a stripper to come to wherever you are to say in the nicest voice, "I told you so. I told you so. I told you so."
Gomer Pyle stripper.
Just to
sound like Gomer Pyle.
Golly,
I'm gonna hire a hillbilly stripper.
Oh, that was Barney Fife. I think you're getting your dorks mixed up.
No, Barney Fife
was Citizen's Arrest.
No, Gomer was. How he's the deputy. He doesn't make citizens.
No, who's
arrest.
Gomer? Who's Gomer Pyle again?
Oh, okay.
There's Barney Fife. I don't know. They're not from the same show.
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
I think they were.
Yeah. No, they are. Yeah. Gomer came on season 2
of Mayberry.
Andy Griffith's
Andy
show.
Griffith's
Yeah,
show.
I started.
And then he had his own show where he was on a boat.
He was
Gomer Pyle.
he was in the
USMC.
Marines. Yeah, he was in the Marines.
Yeah.
Who was the guy always in jail? Like he was always a drunk. He was always in.
Barney?
There's always just one guy. There's only one prisoner at all
Barney
times.
Barney the town drunk.
The town drunk.
No,
yeah.
Barney was the sheriff.
No, he was a no. There's a guy who was always in the jail cell. He was like the only guy who's ever been the prisoner on the show. But it's always like for public intoxication, probably urinating on a squad car. You know.
You would have think in a small town
it's
like that.
Otis.
Yeah, you would have think that in a small town like that, they would have just like run him out of town or just like tossed him in a ditch, killed him and tossed him in a ditch.
So I told you guys I started watching the Andy Griffith show over again.
This is in Yellowstone.
What?
I started watching it over again from season 1. Kelly and I have.
You were watching a 1960s shitty black and white TV show.
It's not shitty.
It's all
really
digitized.
Good.
It's all digitized now, by the way. You know,
it's not really good. It's terrible.
It's like
it's not.
It's like Gone with the Wind. You know, they digitize it, or like Wizard of Oz.
That's not your Mark's movie mentions.
So it evolves. So the first season, there's only like 6 characters. It's like Aunt B, Opie, Andy Taylor, his cousin, who is Barney Fife. That happens to be his cousin.
Wait, that's his cousin?
Yeah, and then
I did not know that.
Yeah, and then Otis.
The
town drunk.
I'll just tell you who's not on. Who's not in it in the first season. Floyd DeBarber's not there yet.
Oh, I wouldn't watch him without Floyd DeBarber.
Goober's there. It's basically Goober, The guy that owns a Fix-It store, and Andy and Barney are like the male characters. It's
Can we stop?
Let's move on.
Yeah.
I just got lost. I'm like, holy crap, dude! I'm into that show.
Thanks, Ted. Ted, you have a silent feature? Oh, okay. So Ted,
I do now.
you know what I'm going to name this show?
That wasn't his
Mark,
phone.
You know what we can name the show?
He had
Ted
an idea.
Learns.
That wasn't his
Yeah.
phone.
Oh, that was like
He got an
ding.
idea.
That was Zach Johnson apologizing for playing like shit at the for making all the wrong moves at the Ryder Cup. By the way, I'll respond. I'll respond to him later.
He just picked the guys. They chose to play poorly.
No. It still
They
is.
chose to play poorly.
Even even when it's not your fault, it's still your fault. That's called management. Okay, that's management 101.
Yeah.
Does the Ryder Cup always have so much drama? Like
It's dumb shit. I mean,
I would think it does.
with that caddy on the green.
they're ginning it up.
No,
They're-
that kind of stuff.
They
that
gin
doesn't.
stuff up, because they need a little. I mean, they're all multimillionaire spoiled brats, right? Who are very coddled, and does it really matter at the end of the day who wins this stupid,
of course it doesn't.
event? Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Are they going to take away Rory McIlroy's mansion if he loses the
No,
Ryder
I
Cup?
mean,
Yeah.
it only. Here's the thing about sports, and as I'm kind of done like rooting for things because I saw everything I need to see. I saw the Bears win a Super Bowl. I saw the White Sox win a World Series. The Hawks and the Bulls won championships. As you
He's
get,
not going to say the Cubs, Ted. He's
I
not
saw
saying
the
the
Cubs
Cubs
win.
Okay,
I
but
didn't
you left
root
them
for
out. You were going to move forward without saying Cubs.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, playoff hopes,
right.
died out a couple days ago. But
go
but yeah,
on.
but I mean, I've seen it all. I've seen a loser town. So Chicago was pretty bad. I've seen every team win a championship. I just really, there's not a lot in it for me. All the drama and stuff, it just doesn't have any value to me.
The Ryder Cup is so important to these players because golf, as you know, is an individual sport. It's you against the course. And that's how they're pros. That's what they focus on. The Ryder Cup brings an unusual element to it at their level, which is team competition. That's why they get into the Ryder Cup so much. That is, they play for money and all that shit, and they do team stuff, and they do all that stuff on the side, but this is legit Europe versus the U.S. That's why it's that competitive. I don't watch it that
I
often.
get it. I get
watched it the last year. I didn't watch any of it this year.
Yeah. Well, because it started at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's in Rome. Yeah. That's so.
That's
so
right,
they teed off. I think the latest they teed off was like 5:30 in the morning here.
yeah, but they're broadcasting that goddamn thing 24/7 on the
Yeah,
golf,
but you already
the
know
golf
what
channel.
you already know what's happened.
No,
that's the
I-
problem. You already. I mean, when I woke up every day, when I woke up on Friday and Saturday, those days were basically over.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention, but
Yeah.
I didn't watch it anyway. But I just saw
I hate
just saw
sports.
some of the hijinks and the drama, and I don't recall that ever being there before. So that's
There's
why I
always-
asked the question.
You know what? New and improved hijinks.
I have no recollection of those events.
Do you guys sound? Do I sound sick still?
You do sound a little ill.
Yeah, I'm feeling way better, but I was pretty sick. You know what? You know what sucks about that? When a virus invades your body without permission, it just makes me so sick.
We're gonna take a viral load test after this.
Ted, that was
broadcast
my
to
dad
just see-
joke. Ted
just to
just
see-
stomped on my dad joke.
just to see.
Don't, please. Oh, I looked at clean. It's terrible. No, we're not doing that.
You
That
were
is the
doing you were
worst.
doing a back to back
Back to back.
dad jokes.
I don't do dad jokes.
What were you just
Ted,
saying?
Ted doesn't do dad jokes on purpose. He does them by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just does it by accident. He doesn't understand that he did
I
it.
have no concept of dad jokes.
Yeah.
I actually, what did you say? Something? I
See,
it
you
went
weren't
over-
even listening.
no,
You
I
talked
was
right
listening.
over me. I was
But
talking.
It went over my head. I just like.
say so?
I didn't know
That's
you
what
were
I'm
trying
talking.
to-
He was talking. I'm like, what did he say? Because I was talking. I wasn't listening to him
heard
because
you
I was
say
talking. So you're talking right now.
No, you said I'm sick. I'm getting better, and I just interjected something, and then you said
I said I
like
hate. I said it's horrible that a virus can invade my body without permission.
yes.
And we have to do this again?
It just makes me sick.
Oh my god.
It's a good.
Oh
See?
my god.
Well, I had to for the benefit of Ted.
No.
All right, let's start over.
All right.
Start over.
Rewind. Oh, I told you guys not to bring the house down, but I told you I had to put my dog down yesterday, right?
Yeah, sorry about
Yeah.
that. That was a nice dog. I'm sorry.
Bailey.
Yeah,
Bailey.
that was tough. So
Rest in peace, Bailey.
Well, I mean, last week made it a little bit easier.
after the
Let's be
RoboVac
honest.
incident,
Yes, let's
no,
be honest.
No. Well, here, you want to know something funny? We got 3 or 4 people that were outraged that thought I was going to put the dog down because
no, of course
of
not.
the
That
robot
incident.
vac. I'm
Yeah.
not
No,
kidding
you made it very clear that
I guess they did not.
Bailey
they-
has cancer and it was
yeah,
inevitable.
but they did not pay attention
she
to
just
it. And I
decided
got-
to leave her mark before she went.
Yeah, great. But yeah, so 3 people sent some really nasty shit.
Yeah.
Like I was I get a lot of the brunt, but this was really mean about
Yeah,
what a
wow.
jagoff I would be to because it wasn't the dog's fault. that I would consider putting
course,
the dog down
yeah.
because of that. And I'm just like,
Here's what I love, like what you're saying right there. Everyone needs somebody needs to be blamed. It wasn't the dog's fault. It's not about blame.
I'm pretty sure it was. I mean,
Well, I mean, I know, but I mean,
it was the manufacturer of the RoboVac
Well,
who couldn't recognize shit.
When I was here last week, and Bailey, God bless Bailey, the poor dog couldn't even make it up 3 or 4 stairs when it was coming in or out of the house. So yeah, the dog was very old. It was very ill, and it was the humane thing to do. So those 3 haters out there, hopefully we clarify things. We're not. It wasn't retaliation. The dog was the dog was obviously very uncomfortable. Had a hard time eating. So it was the humane thing.
Matt wasn't sending the message to Socks, the other dog.
Yeah.
That fucking dog's in line right now.
Whoa!
I told you I had rats. Killed a rat yesterday.
Nice.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, Sock
killed a rat yesterday. Yep.
See,
Socks
you
looks
got
like
it
shit.
worse than
Yeah.
by me then.
Yeah. So my neighbor was shooting the rat with a BB gun,
Wow.
and it jumped over the fence or through the
Oh,
fence.
they
whatever.
jump. They could jump like
Yeah. So he
crazy.
shot it with a BB gun.
Yeah.
And this is just broad daylight. And then it ran in the yard, and Socks just ripped it to
Wow.
pieces.
Wow.
awesome.
Wow. Yeah, dogs get pretty aggressive.
And you know what?
Wow.
And she's alive today.
Yeah.
I allowed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
But-
dog. Sock. Good dog.
Yeah. But here's the weird part. So we had somebody come to the house to put the dog down. We
Yeah.
didn't take
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
it's like
That's how Houdini died. I think.
yeah, it's like $600.
Yeah.
But
But wouldn't they charge you that if you went to the vet? I mean, it's the
you
same
know what?
price.
I don't
right?
know,
Yeah.
but it was. I got to be honest with you. The chick was really good, man.
Yeah.
I mean, she was. I mean, obviously she had done it before.
Yeah, of course.
What was the
But-
what caliber did they use?
It was a. It was not a gunshot wound.
Oh, okay.
No. They. I guess you shoot a bow and arrow at it, or
Yeah, what did they give? Like
no.
phenobarbital just to
Yeah.
keep it calm,
Yeah,
and then
so-
just So it's very peaceful.
It
They
is,
just put it
it
to
is.
sleep. It's a
Ted, what do you
sedative.
think it was that
a
killed,
sedative.
killed her though?
Well, what are the excuse? I mean, like, so it's a sedative. It's probably a sedative, and then something that stops all
It's a
the
sedative,
organs.
yeah.
Just
Something
a
to put her to sleep
powerful
first. Yeah.
sedative.
Well,
and
the
then
sedative doesn't kill.
No, it just made
makes
her
them
go to sleep.
comfortable. But then I can't remember what the other one is. But it's like a 2-drug cocktail where one relaxes you and then one stops your.
So is it a
organs.
shot, Matt?
Yeah, it's an injection.
just give her
Yeah,
injection.
so they,
okay.
they gave her
It's
something
quick.
to fall asleep.
It's
It was like
quick.
10 minutes. She fell asleep, and then it,
Yeah.
it was very fast. It was
Yeah.
like a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was right.
See, I wouldn't
It's
even
like
watch it if I had to do that. I wouldn't even want to watch that. I would just say, here's the money. I would just say, I don't want to see it, and I'll just let you do what you got to do. And obviously, they take the.
Is it? Or they pull up in a van?
Yeah, she had a like a.
Well, how do they get Bailey out?
Yeah, they get in a little dog stretcher, and Jack and I carried it out.
okay.
Oh, so
yeah.
you actually did that at the end? Okay.
Yeah, she goes, you don't have to, but if
Yeah.
you guys want to, yes.
Yeah,
we did
well,
all
it was
that,
the right
yeah.
thing. I mean, you did the right thing.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I mean, yeah, that
but
poor
it's,
dog.
dude, I'm terrible with death. I'm the worst.
Yeah.
I am terrible.
Well, dogs are like people. I mean, they're part of the family, and then you don't want to ever see that happen, and
Yeah.
so.
I would be a terrible assassin. I would be
Yeah.
bad. I could never.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be one of those guys like going to the war, and I'd just be like, you know what? Like, I'm not trying to not be in a war, but I can't do this, man. I don't have that. I don't have that like fun. Let's go out and shoot things, and it's kind of cool. And I could live with
Well,
it.
it's probably
I
worse
can't.
with animals because the animal's innocent, at least with the people that the other side, at least in theory, is trying to kill you. I mean, not that they want to, because they're following their marching orders. So at least you can kind of justify that. With an animal, it's just like it's the end. It's the end of its life because it can't function anymore. You know. So yeah. So
Yeah.
But you know what's ironic about what Matt just said about he's not good with death? When we're on the golf course, he must threaten to kill at least 2 people every Sunday.
What? Incorrect.
Ted, I'm gonna
Oh, I thought-
fucking kill you.
I thought that's Jim. I
if
thought
you-
it's Jimmy. I thought it's Jimmy's job.
That's one thing,
I
right? What's
actually
another
threaten
one?
Ted way more on the show than I do on the golf course.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Ted's actually on the golf course. Ted's actually attempted to kill me several times. Yeah,
by
he-
accident,
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, he's honestly almost brained me several
so
times.
the other
With
day,
a green or orange ball, right?
So the other day, I can't remember what hole we were on. It was like a par 4, and I hit a ball. It was okay, and then it's just as soon as I hit the ball, somebody in a car just drove onto the fairway, and the
Oh
ball
my
literally
God.
just went right. I mean, luckily it was over there, but if it would have been lower, it would have gone right.
Yeah, for some reason,
Right.
they're
Never saw
sitting
them,
off
yeah.
to the side,
Yeah.
not doing anything, waiting. As soon as Ted hits the ball, they literally drive into it. Just
the
went
path.
right
Yeah.
over their cart. If it would have hit this guy, I was screaming fast. If it would have hit this guy, I'm telling you, man, I don't think he could have made it.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think anybody could have made it.
Do you guys remember when Rory McIlroy hit his dad?
He did that on purpose, though. That's a dick.
He literally he with a driver.
Yeah.
His dad was at the second shot spot,
Yeah.
and He fucking is dead.
Oh, so the funny thing, when we were at, I don't think you were there. But we were at Chevy. There was a guy. He looked like you a little bit. He had the beard, and he would hit the ball. Hit the ball, and he hit the
You
ball.
told me this yesterday.
Yeah,
Here's what you said.
we're saying on
There was
the
a guy
show.
just like you. He had a beard and he had long hair. And I don't have long hair anymore, Ted.
But you had
But he
long hair once.
he looked very similar to you, and and he was hitting the ball. We couldn't tell who it was because they were behind us, but like we'd see a ball like a mile down the fairway.
Oh,
like,
so he hit
for
it
a
like
drive.
me. That's why.
Exactly.
Man, he hit it super far, but he is so badly offline. Like he would have
Oh,
hit
so
the most
he's not
amazing
like me.
shot.
He looked like me,
and
but
then
he
it
didn't play like
terrible.
me.
Yeah, absolutely terrible. Okay, so we got some feedback from Margaret Elizabeth
From
the
her
Green Party.
personally?
No.
Oh.
She just said thank you. I just said thank you. She just
Did
said,
you ask her if she listened to the show?
I think she did.
I'm
never
always
asked.
curious about that because we do.
I'm pretty sure everybody listens to the show that they're on, right? You want to?
I don't know.
I'm assuming she listened.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we got a lot of feedback. So people really liked the concept of the things. They did not like the climate stuff. That they were not. Nobody was really interested.
Yeah.
It seemed,
Yeah.
but all the other stuff, the term limits and all the
Yeah.
different things and stuff.
Common sense.
I don't know, man. People were into it.
Oh, by the way, Dianne Feinstein is no longer running for Congress again. So that's the good news. So
Dude, you're crazy. You gotta
Dianne-
start bashing. There's better people to bash.
Dianne Feinstein.
Yeah.
Well, she's the poster girl for term limits.
But hold on a second. How she didn't resign, knowing that she was days away? She knew she was going to die. How do you not fucking resign?
Well, look at Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She actually fucked her legacy because she was a champion of women's
we
rights.
got that last year.
Yeah.
We got that
could've-
last year.
She could have been graceful and resigned.
Last week. Yeah.
She stuck it
And
out.
last year.
Look what happened. Okay.
Yeah, we got that, Teddy. I know.
Right,
Okay.
just saying.
And now this is my favorite. We had a listener named Jen, who is, are you ready, the curator of mammals at the Cape Cod Museum of Natural History. And she said,
Yes.
squirrels are diurnal day walkers for us zombie
See,
fans.
I was
I
right.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right.
But red squirrels can be seen a few hours after dusk.
And you know what? It's funny she says that because I brought that up. I didn't tell you guys a story. I spent the night on campus at the hotel at Notre Dame one year.
Yeah, you said that. You
And-
talked about the red squirrels.
Yeah, and I saw them. I saw them after dark.
Yeah.
But by us, no, we have just the gray squirrels, and they don't.
Right. So, and the only squirrels that are nocturnal are flying
Yep.
squirrels, and that is all brands of flying squirrels. But we do not have flying squirrels in Chicago.
Have you heard of a sugar glider? Aren't they like kind of a
thing.
squirrel-like
Yeah,
animal?
it's the same thing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's a
It's
flying
It's a
squirrel.
flying squirrel, but we do not have flying squirrels around here. She also said
Actually, we had they are they're not. Well, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
She's the expert.
that she also said that squirrels can fight, see color, talk, and swim. And yes, you can feed squirrels, but she recommends that you don't.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Just like bears.
We
You
have some pretty smart listeners.
can feed a bear, but I would recommend
Cape
against
Cod,
it.
huh?
Yeah, that's cool.
Cape Cod.
Cape Cod.
I've never been to Cape Cod. I heard it's beautiful. I heard it's
Cape
like-
Cod Museum of Natural History.
Yeah, that's Massachusetts, right? Where's Cape Cod?
I think so. Yeah, East Coast,
Yeah, it's East Coast.
Don't
I
ask
don't
Mark.
know.
Don't ask Mark. You're embarrassing him now.
Atlantic
No, I'm just-
Ocean.
I actually don't. Yeah, I mean, I should know that. I
Is
mean, 'cause
over
it's
there.
world famous, but you know,
You know
I'd
what,
have to
Ted?
think about
See, Cape Cod. I'm going to have to guess California. Thank you.
I would say.
And moving on.
it. Like, where's
No.
Timbuktu?
Yeah. Yeah. So I love it when I honestly I love it when our fans like give us like good feedback and give us good information.
I just like that somebody could delve into that and email you. It means that they listen to the whole show.
Yeah. Well, so I guess she's a squirrelologist. I kind of looked that up. There's actually people,
Was that a
there's
word?
people that are into there are people that are really into squirrels.
You know, I have a lot of respect for squirrels, but I hate them longer than I hate
The fuck do you-
squirrels.
how do you respect a squirrel? How do you? Yeah. You know what?
Well, I respect them like I respect anything else. You know what I mean? It's a living being, but and it stops there.
It's a fucking squirrel. Who
I
gives a
hate
shit?
I hate squirrels.
But you respect them.
Yeah, I have to.
But we're not scared of squirrels the same way we're scared of rats. I mean, it's really like it's a rodent which just has a bushy tail.
Actually, they're not. I don't think they're rodents.
A squirrel's not a rodent.
I don't
I'm pretty
think
sure
they
it's a
are.
rodent. I'm
Is it?
almost
It's like
positive. I'm almost positive it was in there that it was a rodent.
Okay.
I took some
But
of the
they're not
things
at all
out, but
like
yeah.
rats.
No, but I mean, it's kind of the
Really?
same.
Yeah.
Concept.
I think they're ratty.
Yeah.
I think a rat and a squirrel are very.
They have to gnaw stuff
All right.
to keep their teeth
Hold
filed
on. Are you
down.
ready, Jen? Jen, when you're done,
Oh,
if
is she
you just
here?
could kick me another
Is she here?
email.
Is she like Siri? Siri, hey Siri.
Don't do that. Oh no. I was gonna say don't say Alexa. Or I'll get like I got 5 Alexas in this stupid house.
Do you really?
They're all for timers. That's all they're used for, or the weather. That's it. Like you're standing. I can look outside and I can see that it's raining, and I'll go, Alexa, when's the rain gonna stop? And she'll be like, just look outside, dipshit. Yeah. No.
Did I tell you the story when I was in Arizona? We were in this. We were in Tucson, downtown Tucson, and there's these little boutiques and secondhand stores and it's like artists have stuff on display. We went into the store, and a couple of the stores they kind of spill into each other. It's like an indoor mall.
Yeah, like any artsy fartsy
Yeah.
town, like Bisbee, Arizona.
Yeah.
Telluride, they have those little boutiques with overpriced. I mean, I don't know how those places stay in business because they sell like a very limited amount of stuff, and it's like super expensive, and it just seems like impractical. But
I think
but
when
they're
people
all over
go
the
to
place.
visit-
They're all over the place.
Yeah. Well, this one's more
It's
like
crazy.
this one's more artistic. Like it's like all local.
Yeah,
you know,
and there's an
goods.
area downtown with like 20, 25 shops.
Local
Yeah.
artists.
I've been
Yeah,
there.
it's just
expressing
outside. Yeah,
themselves.
and it's in Old Tucson.
Yeah.
It's called Old Tucson, and this one woman had her smart speaker playing like music, and I go up to it and I'm like, "Hey Alexa, play Iron Maiden."
Did it?
Bam! Started playing Iron Maiden. It was hilarious. The kids were a little bit younger, and we were all in there with all my nieces and nephews. They were like, "That's fucking hilarious." So Iron Maiden was jamming throughout the whole place. She literally had her smart speaker, had Alexa. Like anybody could go up to it and say whatever. Like I was like, "Dude, you should say Alexa, call Michelle," or Alexa, call.
No, you ready?
This was like 8 years ago, so it's kind of a new thing. Like people
Yeah, it was.
didn't realize that
So I actually got a couple of those things for my classroom so that the kids could ask Alexa stuff. Yeah. You know what? It was cute. It worked for a little while. I thought it would be new and novel, where they could go up and find answers to stuff and, they could get up. But, of course, it turned into a shit show. And, they said all the things that I prayed no one would ever say to an Alexa, and they said it all. Yeah, they sure did.
I guess it's all depends on what Alexa's connected to.
You know what? That's... I had
If it's
to- well, I
connected
had
to
set-
your phone.
No. I
yeah.
had to set up to the school.
Well, now
computer,
it's all
so
Chat
it was-
GPT and Ask AI, so you're not going to need Alexa anymore.
Well, now
pretty
you don't
soon,
even
so-
hook Alexa up to anything.
Yeah.
She is Alexa.
Yeah.
It is it. She is it.
What do you mean?
That's it. She's exists. She's a real thing now. Like AI, she's taken over. She's real.
She's first of all, she's wrong a lot.
She is.
Yeah,
wrong a lot.
yeah. The rain
We don't
thing.
even have it. We don't have any of those
Yeah.
things. We don't even have.
I just, you know what? It's upstairs in the kitchen. There's one in the kitchen, and it's 99%. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes. Yeah, and then I name it stupid stuff, even though it's like spaghetti. Like Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes for the bag of dicks that I have outside, and they'll say 10-minute timer for bag of dicks that are outside.
I used Alexa one time in my life. I said, I wanted to get a tea time at a golf course, and it redirected me to a Japanese porn website, so I stopped using it after that. So
I was gonna.
It
I
was
thought you.
really weird.
So
you
you
stopped
started-
using it, or you used it
Oh,
more?
I mean,
inside?
I didn't use Alexa. I used the other thing, but not Alexa.
Thanks for the recommendation.
I thank you for the referral.
Alexa, could you describe Brazilian fart porn to me, please? Really loud and slowly. Thank you very much.
And since you said Brazilian fart porn, you just reminded me that
Just reminded you of scat porn?
Just
I
reminded me of
didn't-
something
I
to do
didn't-
tonight.
I
Can't go
didn't-
drinking. I can't go drinking
I
tonight.
didn't go home after work. I came straight here, and I have something for you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say.
Kelly made the
No, okay.
Best-
Your wife made
the
it.
best tomato soup.
Oh,
I love
It's,
tomato
that's
soup.
it's
good. Yeah.
off the
Nice.
charts.
It's better than
So-
Brazilian fart porn.
She used all the tomatoes from our garden,
nice.
Oh my god.
and then onion, garlic,
Oh,
and some
that
beans.
Sounds great.
And instead of putting it in the Vitamix,
Mm.
she used a emulsion blender, so it's got some texture to it. It's not like
Nice.
just liquid.
Right.
It's the best soup I've ever had.
What-
So
what's-
she
I
made it
love
the other
tomato
day,
soup.
yeah.
My
So
favorite thing in the
grilled,
world.
grilled cheese and tomato soup. That for some reason that always goes together, right?
Yep.
That's
Oh,
like the
Yeah.
the combo, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, yeah.
that is, and you don't even eat this tomato soup.
You
Just
dip it.
dip
Yeah.
your
Oh,
grilled cheese in
that's
there
a good
and
idea.
empty,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just make enough soup so that your last little bite scoops up the last
You
bit
know
of
what?
soup.
Can you pause? I'm going to go home and get it for you. 'Cause I was so excited to share it with you.
Editing.
I'll be
editing
right
for
back.
food. That's what we're
It's,
doing.
it's like porn for your mouth.
We're editing for food.
That came out wrong.
food.
Yeah, don't do that, Ted.
Porn for your mouth.
No, my tomato
Isn't all
soup.
porn for your mouth? Yeah.
Our tomato soup is not porn
So
for
yeah.
man's
So,
mouth.
so when I see your wife, I'm like, hey, that was the best porn I ever had.
I mean soup.
What? No, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't even say that. I would just go, yeah,
They don't realize that's a compliment.
yeah.
You know? It's a
Your porn
compliment.
soup was fantastic in my mouth. It'd be so great.
Let me rephrase that.
It'd be something. You know what?
Eventually.
That'd be so much fun to say to your grandma, right? I mean, damn. Yeah. Grandma, your soup is like porn.
Do you guys use that term like we use in our family? Porn.
I just use it for porn.
Like my brother-in-law's a civil engineer, and I'm like, "Where's Mike at?" And my sister-in-law will be like, he's watching his freaking construction porn again."
Is that
It's just
just
he's
like,
watching construction videos, but you call anything pornography,
porn,
right?
It's porn
You
to
call-
him.
It's like
It's porn to him.
right.
Yeah.
God,
It's
you know what?
hilarious though. It's
I
like
think that's
because I mean,
so it's just like a euphemism for like he
Yes.
finds it enjoyable.
yes, yeah.
Porn is synonymous for I enjoyed it,
right.
to keep it simple.
Well, I don't know if that. What is the definition?
I would
of
like to make sure
pornography?
that
What is the definition of it? It's so.
something that lasts 3 minutes and is
It's
really
been
fun.
lost. See, it's been lost in translation
And then
for
I need
so long.
and then I need a cigarette or
Yeah,
or
a
ice cream bar
cigarette.
or an
I
ice
think,
cream bar.
I think didn't the Supreme Court define pornography as something that married men love? Yeah.
So actually, the actual so
What?
basically here actually I do. This is true. So Justice
Ferdinand Marcos.
Frankfurter from the 1970s. He goes. I can't define pornography, but I know it when I see it. That was his definition of pornography.
And I saw about 6 hours
Well,
of it yesterday.
I guess it is pretty. It's printed or visual material containing the explicit description or display of sexual organs or activity.
What about softcore porn? That just
Then you're describing a soft dick instead of a hard dick.
a little double entendre there, So
Well, softcore porn is Cinemax.
still-
Is there still Cinemax? I don't even know. Does Cinemax exist?
It's Skinemax.
Right. Is that still a station?
I don't know.
I have no
But
idea.
I do have this thing in front of me. I could look it up.
Okay, no, don't do that. All right, so let's get this thing rolling because I know Teddy's dying to do his little tip thing, whatever that thing is.
It's called Ted's Tips. It's
not-
sponsored
not-
today.
It's not.
It absolutely is sponsored. Everything is sponsored.
Did you get a sponsor for
Yes, I
Mark's
did.
Movie Mentions?
Yes, I did. I got a great sponsor from Mark's Movie Mentions. All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Matt, and this is the Real Three Idiots podcast and Unhappy National Temperance Day.
I love Temperance Brewery.
Yeah, no, Temperance Day. Oh, yeah, that was the one in Georgia, right?
No, they're in Evanston. Temperance.
Oh, I thought the Temperance Museum is. Oh, the Temperance Museum was the one in Georgia, though. The guy we had on from the Temperance Museum. It has to be, right?
Oh, that's the
Prohibition Museum.
Prohibition.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah,
People-
you're right.
Yeah, today, people are encouraged to give up alcohol and subsequently their will to live. Yeah.
What?
I mean, I could quit alcohol anytime I want. I just don't want to. But I think I'd be unhappy if I quit.
went 4. Like I was shaking just saying that. 4 days without a drink
Hours.
because I was sick.
I went almost 4 seconds without finishing a beer. Yeah, I did not know that. National Temperance Day. It's kind of scary. I don't.
Hooah!
October 3rd, a day that will live in infamy.
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 Infinity.
Infinity.
And
All right.
beyond.
Infinity
With me,
pool.
as always, is a man who doesn't quite understand the art of being subtle, Teddy.
In lieu of giving an introduction tonight, I read something on Yahoo today that I'm going to give a bonus tip in addition to the regular tip. So I was reading on Yahoo News, and this was like national news. Gisele Bündchen, who we all know is the ex of Tom Brady and is the most beautiful woman in the world, she actually
It's not
commented.
even close. Gal Gadot is far better looking.
She
than
commented that during the height of her fame, she felt suffocated. And I wanted to give her a bonus tip if she's listening out there. The bonus tip for Gisele Bündchen for feeling suffocated is go grab yourself a glass of shut the fuck up juice and let's move on. So that's the bonus tip for the day.
No, it's got to be. I mean, it's got to be.
It's awful,
If,
you know?
if, no, listen.
It's
to me.
exhausting being
Listen to me.
beautiful.
Could you imagine if everything you did and everywhere you went, there was somebody taking pictures, commenting, all that stuff? That would get old fast.
Yeah.
That would get really
I know the
fucking old.
feeling. Yeah, I know the
How
feeling.
did this come about? I think we went 4 or 5 shows without mentioning her or Tom Brady, and I thought we made progress. I thought we made progress, man.
No, it's called inroad. We made inroads, and then there's a
There is no
then there's
progress.
going to be a regression.
Yeah.
Then there's going to be an intervention, and then we're going to move on from
I'm
it.
pretty
I
sure.
sent you that video. That son of a bitch got a hole in one.
Who?
Tom
Tom
Brady.
Brady?
I sent you the video.
I don't watch
I
that
don't-
stuff. I honestly don't watch the things you send.
You send more shit than anybody.
I just send articles and stuff for the show.
That's even worse.
You just send stupid videos
It's not for
of
the
a guy
show.
masturbating
You send stuff that's
or
not for
something.
the show.
I do not
I
send
sent the
anything
video.
that's
Okay,
not for the show.
So
Yeah, okay.
so they were doing this thing with Tom Brady. They had a drone.
Okay.
So the second these drones are awesome now. So the second he hit the ball, the drone shot and followed his ball. It's a par 3, teed off. Fucker got a hole in one,
Yeah. Well,
and it's all on drone. It's not only like a camera note, but they were just doing this for shits and grins. This thing, he hit it in the hole.
Well, I mean, the rich get richer. Oh, and by the way, I read this too. So about Tom Brady. So what's that failed crypto website?
Oh, yeah, he's part of that.
FTX.
Yeah.
So I heard that the founder of that, who's in a shitload of trouble, by the way,
Yeah.
was going to pay him $50 million for 20 minutes worth of work.
He already
to be
did.
a spokesman.
He did.
Oh, he did. Okay.
He was on the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see how he's in trouble. I don't see how Tom Brady's
No,
in trouble.
Tom Brady's
He's
not
not
in
in
trouble,
trouble.
but no, the guy who
No,
founded
they said
the
that
place.
he wanted to. People
Steph
were
Curry too. Steph Curry.
Yeah.
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 Dude, if you gave me $50 million to say anything was good, I would do it.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody
the
on
paid spokesman.
I just ate
Yeah.
the shit sandwich and it tasted
Yeah,
great.
no, I was talking to somebody on the golf course, and we were talking about something money, and he said somebody made $60 million doing something.
Yeah.
And I said I don't know if there's anything on the planet I wouldn't do for $60 million.
You know who else just hit a hole in one? Dwayne Wade.
Oh, I heard about that one. I heard about that one. Yeah.
Did you see Jimmy
At
Butler's new
Pebble Beach.
haircut?
Yeah, I like that. He looks like the guy from what's that group? Hey now, I can't think of the guy's name, but he's like he's got the straight hair now.
Yeah.
He's straightened it out.
He's doing like the Bootsy Collins look.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah,
He looks awesome.
Yeah.
I love that
He
everybody
just does it for media day though. He did something like that last year too.
Did he really?
Yeah, he just does it for media day. Yesterday
I
was
love it.
the NBA teams all their media day.
Yeah.
So he do all the photos and shit. So he does it every year.
Oh, see, and all I could think of was how is he going to keep his hair from getting in his face when he's shooting? He'd have to I don't know how he would do it. It just
He
doesn't
does
seem long enough.
cornrows, dude.
yeah.
No, it's straight hair.
I know, but they just put it back in the rolls or whatever.
No, I thought he was going to leave it like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
they just unrolled it and.
He did look exactly like that guy from that video.
Yeah,
But he
Yeah,
did
I
get
can't-
all
I
those
can't-
piercings. I think those piercings were real.
Wow.
He pierced
That would
his
hurt my
nose, his
cat.
eyebrow.
I didn't see that
his-
part. Yeah, I didn't see that part. I just saw the hair. Yeah, it looked pretty
Nope.
cool.
piercings and tattoos, not for me. Not for me. Oh, let me keep going. And a man who spends way too much time on the internet, here we go, looking at not porn, Mark.
Hey, what about me?
Yeah, yeah.
We got
Thought
to
you-
you.
thought
We
you
got to
forgot
you.
about
We
me.
got
Yeah.
to you.
No, that was you. That was Mark. That was you. I got it. I just once Teddy gets into a rant, I lost my
There's a lot of
I
ranting.
lost my will to
Jesus,
live.
There's a lot of ranting.
Yeah, I totally lost my will to live, and I was thinking about temperance. Yeah,
I was like, what the hell is temperance? I'm like, oh, is that probably code for prohibition?
I was reading something that said that you know how people like vent and it's supposed to be like don't hold your anger and stuff inside. They said that people who vent, it's bad, like screaming and yelling and acting like a jaguar.
What about Japanese?
That's not good
What about
for you.
Japanese
Holding
screaming
it
rooms?
in.
Why do they have Japanese screaming rooms then?
Because people are
Yeah, they
insane.
do. The Japanese are smart, man. They
Real
got all
smart.
sorts of outlets like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think temperance is related is like kind of abstinence from alcohol, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that where that term came about? Like
I
something
believe
like
so.
that?
Yeah, the
Sex,
temperance movements.
drugs,
Yeah.
alcohol.
Oh God.
So and Dean Wormer's the leader. No more fun of any kind.
more fun of any kind. Yeah. All right. So let's get our sponsor out, and then Mark can sing his awesome song that he literally said he was never been more excited about a song
Oh, okay.
for this week. So I'm kind of excited to see what it is. All
He's paraphrasing, of course.
right. No, that's exactly what I can show you the text. I can literally read the text for you.
We
Yeah.
screenshotted it by
Yeah.
the way. So.
Acme is excited to announce that their newest product is 50% fresher, has half the additives, and 3 times as much cleaning power. They've also made it 25% less allergenic, and you'll get twice as much for half the price. Their new formula will make your family 5 times happier, and 4 out of 5 gynecologists recommend it to their patients who chew gum. 10% of every bottle sold will go to help will go to help the homeless, and it's 100% made in the USA or another American-like country. And if that's not enough, you'll get 60% more coverage, and it comes in 12 new fun colors. 9 out of 10 people who tried it said they are 95% likely to never go back to the other brand. The next time you're shopping, grab one, and we guarantee you'll feel 10 times better than you did. Wow.
Didn't Acme, wasn't that the company that the Roadrunner always bought shit from to try to catch the Roadrunner?
Yeah.
Acme?
Yeah, that shit
So,
failed.
number one, where did he get the money? And number two, with all the money he spent trying to catch the Roadrunner, couldn't he just buy like a frozen prepackaged Roadrunner and eat that?
I think he just used Apple Pay.
Yeah.
He had his Apple Pay
did he
set
sell it?
up.
He didn't have any pockets. He's
No,
like on
he
the
just had
desert.
Apple Pay set up.
He's like out in the desert.
Probably
there
his
must have
mom
been-
or dad's
So there must have been
account, too.
there must have been Amazon. Amazon was delivering the shit because you never saw there was like nothing out there. He's in the middle of like he's in the middle of like the plains.
Yeah.
There's like literally nothing there. But somehow this package arrived.
Couldn't he get other coyotes to help him? I mean, wouldn't you think 3 or 4 coyotes could out?
He was the only coyote in the world.
But he's
Aww.
obviously got disposable income. So couldn't he just hire somebody dressed up in a coyote outfit to just or in a Roadrunner outfit?
Road runner.
What, and just
If
shoot
he
him?
catches you, you're through.
Jesus Christ.
You guys remember the
Dad.
theme song?
Yeah.
Road Runner.
I just wish I was I wish I was a consultant on that show. I'm like,
Yeah.
Coyote, let me just tell you what. Okay, you obviously have unlimited resources and money.
Ted ruins every cartoon. Yeah.
God, you did, man.
Ted teaches Elmer Fudd how to shoot and kills Bugs Bunny. Episode 2.
And then we send him for
Over.
and then we send him to a voice class so to get that lisp out of his voice. The stutter.
Once
or
he's
whatever
got
it
the
is,
taste for blood, he probably doesn't have to talk at all, man. Yeah, he just probably goes around murdering. Yeah, we could just change. Oh man, how about changing all our? Okay, thanks. All of our favorite cartoons just changed up just slightly so that the good guy or the bad guy wins. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Instead of the movie thing, you could add like the cartoon thing. So like, let's say like whoever the protagonist is in a cartoon, who never wins, obviously, because whatever.
Mark's cartoon mentions
Bugs Bunny doing, who's the protagonist for like Bugs Bunny or
Elmer Fudd, and Daffy Duck,
and then Tom and Jerry. I don't know who was their.
Those two psychos just fucking killed it. Yeah, listen, how are we all not...
Rem and Stimpy. I love those guys.
How are we
what's
all
great
not
too is
mental?
Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, how are we? Honestly.
He was
cartoon,
a rapist. Pepe Le Pew was a rapist.
Yes, he was a
He
rapist.
raped that cat.
Yeah. I mean, all the cartoons we saw had
a
nothing
stalker
but
and a rapist.
violence and sex.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Violence and sex.
Yeah.
It's no wonder that as we get older, we're all become mentally
How
challenged.
about Woody Woodpecker?
What
The
did Woody
biggest
Woodpecker do?
antagonistic. He just
Didn't he
taunted and
He just woodpecked.
he drove everybody crazy.
Yeah, they should have shot him.
Remember-
Elmer
remember-
Fudd should have shot
Remember
him.
Droopy Dog? So there was like a big dog. I can't think of the dog's name, but this dog. So the dog was always trying to like poison. I mean, it was like so Machiavellian. He's like poisoning him. He's setting traps for him to try to kill Droopy Dog, and it's like it's almost like a murder for hire, but he was just doing it himself. So basically, he was committing attempted murder like every episode of the show. Yeah,
Ted, every cartoon we watched
Yeah.
was attempted murder.
homicide.
Yeah.
No,
I want you to think
the
how
song's not
weird.
going to sing itself.
Yeah,
Guys.
think how weird Barney is compared to Tom and Jerry, right? If Barney just had like I don't know, is there another animal in Tom and Barney that the two of them could just try to kill each other the entire time? There's no other animal in Barney?
No,
I thought it was Barney and Friends. He doesn't have any.
those are all the kids.
Wouldn't it be great if the kids were plotting to kill Barney in every show?
I say
And
we
you know,
cut
I-
off his arms.
What about Rem and Stimpy, the cartoon within the cartoon on The Simpsons? It was like a cat and mouse, but they were like ultra violent. Like they're setting each other
No,
on
that wasn't
fire.
Ren and Stimpy. That was
not Rem and Stimpy. Yeah, what's the
Itchy and Scratchy.
Itchy and Scratchy. Yeah.
Yeah, but that turned. I think that might have turned into Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah,
but
Itchy and Scratchy. Yeah, so like
Yeah.
they're setting each other on fire. They're like,
Oh yeah, they just took Tom and Jerry just barely to
That
the
shit
next
was
level,
crazy.
just barely.
yeah.
Because everything that they did in Itchy and Scratchy was just only slightly worse than what Tom and Jerry did to each other.
They made Vlad the Impaler, the real life butcher, look like look
No,
like a
listen,
choir boy.
multiple times that little mouse cut the cat into pieces, like multiple pieces.
It's like
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Yeah,
meets The Hills Have Eyes.
You know what?
Episode.
I tell you what. Every horror movie really probably just started as remember that thing we saw in Tom and Jerry. Yeah, or remember what you saw Wiley Coyote do to that stupid fucking Roadrunner? Yeah, let's just do that with people.
Yeah.
let's just do that with people.
It's like Saw 1 through 8.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I wonder. You know what? We get Do you see if it just parallels every cartoon? All right, sorry, Mark.
Yeah, I'm losing my mojo here.
All right, so speaking of mojo, it's Mojo Rising. No, I want to guess. Okay, go ahead, man. Sing your song.
Tonight I feel so weak, but all with Ted is fair. I turn the other cheek, and I feel the slap and the sting of the show on the air. And I know Ted's only human, but he hasn't got time for bed. And tonight, while we're making our podcast, some of the listener is making room for Ted. Somebody bring me some Ted's tips. Can't you see I'm burning alive? Can't you see how Teddy has got another listener? And I don't know how I'm gonna survive. Somebody bring me some Ted's tips. Can't you see it's out of control? Teddy's got his mic and Teddy's got his crown. But tonight the sweet devil's got Ted's tongue.
Wow.
Somebody bring me some teddy.
That was angry.
Wow.
Dude, I
Intense.
love
That was
Melissa
nice.
Etheridge.
That was good. Yeah.
Bring me some water,
Yeah.
Melissa Etheridge.
Yeah,
she's the best.
yeah.
Actually, I think I'm going to do all her songs from
Yeah.
now on.
Yeah.
From
No,
this now,
that's
from
good.
now on.
No, let's do that because I had no idea what you were singing. I like the song, but
you
I
don't know that
I don't
song?
know Melissa Etheridge.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, she's got a very powerful,
I saw her in concert.
Gritty-
She was incredible.
gritty voice.
She does. She's gritty.
Yeah,
I would say
gritty.
she's definitely gritty. Yeah, she's definitely gritty. Okay, Teddy, are you ready for your tip?
Yes.
Here we go.
Yes.
Okay. Tasha, 25, from New York, New York. Ted, I need some help. I have 2 roommates, and one of them is dating a great guy. She treats him really bad. She's always nasty to him when we go out. She cheats on him, and she makes him pay for everything. I would love to date him. He says he's going to break up with her. How can I start dating him without any drama? I can't afford to move out, and I really like this guy.
Ooh, that's a tricky one, Tisha. Okay, well let's start with let's start. Let's start.
Ted, she's not talking about you, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. So let's start with the
Tisha,
fact.
you sound good.
Let's start with the fact that Tasha, I admire your gumption. You have a lot of
Chutzpah.
chutzpah. Yeah, I like that. So anyway, as we both know, the rents in New York, as in some urban places, are extraordinarily high. Like New York, I think like a studio apartment in New York is like $3,500 a month. I mean,
Liar.
for like a 200 square foot, closet. Because I mean, it's like basically living in San Francisco or San Diego. So I understand her concept. Like I can't afford to move out. So I don't know what borough she lives in. So okay, so the first thing is, even though you said you can't afford to move out, if there was somehow you could afford to move out and be away from your roommate,
And she can't.
but you can't. Okay, yes, and work from home, Zoom, whatever. Okay, so let's say that option's off the table. So let's call your roommate Kim Kardashian. Look, let's just say we never said what your roommate's name is, but her name is Kim Kardashian for the sake of this tip. Okay, she's a godless whore who doesn't appreciate anything. Okay, so we got that out of the way. All right.
Oh man, I think you're
So-
really stepping out
So
here. But
here's,
okay.
here's what
You
you're
don't even know this listener.
Here's what you're gonna do. Not Tasha. Tasha's cool. I'm talking about the roommate.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Oh, the
she's
Kardashian.
she's a horrible woman. Yeah. So just like
the roommate is.
Yeah, the
Oh,
roommate.
yeah,
So,
okay.
so just for
Yep.
the sake of this tip, we're gonna call her Kim Kardashian. We don't know her real
Let's
name.
just go KK.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I like it. KK.
So,
Okay.
So here's what you're gonna do. If this guy is kind of into you, so obviously you must have had some type of dialogue with him because obviously
seems like that, doesn't it?
He's obviously made his feelings known because you wouldn't know that unless he told you that. So okay, so
That's what I
obviously
got.
you have some type of rapport with him. So here's what you're gonna do. If he's really truly a quote unquote a great guy, you're gonna swear him to a blood oath by basically saying, "I want to go out with you. I want you to dump this tramp, okay, or break up with her, and we're gonna go out. But you cannot tell a soul, especially her. So if he can do that, he probably is maybe the right guy for you. But if he squeals, then
But Teddy-
then he's a punk.
Teddy, how is she? But I think the problem is that they're going to go out together and stuff and have boyfriends and stuff, and she's going to bring this guy along, and her roommate's going to see that she's dating him. How does she get away with? What does she do?
Well, you're going to have to make
so that
some,
it's
you're-
not a big deal.
You're going to have to make some alternate arrangements because obviously the presupposition here is that she doesn't want the roommate to find out, but she still wants the guy. So you're going to have to do some extracurricular moves. So if you truly want to go out with this guy and you want to stay where you are without the roommate finding out, which I'm assuming is what she's saying, is that so basically you got to have a little pact with this guy saying, hey, me and you are going to be an item, but we got to keep it on the QT. And maybe if circumstances change, I'm assuming he lives somewhere in New York, so maybe I don't know what his living arrangements are. So maybe one day they can get their own place together, perhaps, if it works out. On the other hand, if she goes out with him for a couple of weeks and he tells everybody they're going out together, including Santa Claus, then he's probably not the guy for her anyway. So
Well, what if
But I
she
mean, why do you
somehow?
have to hide? I mean, it's not a good way to have a relationship. It's like hiding it.
No, I mean, you're not hiding it. You're
from
just
the
hiding it.
people
Well,
because it sounds like they all go out together.
yeah.
But now she's not going to be able to do that.
Well, like I said, how bad do you want the guy?
See, Ted, I was hoping you were going to go the route where you get rid of the roommate.
Well, I mean, we don't advocate.
Belladonna or
we
Nightshade?
don't.
Well,
we
I'm
don't.
just saying no. Maybe
Or
she
find
maybe
someone
she goes
who-
live somewhere else.
She can't live somewhere.
Yeah. So let's assume she can't.
No, the
the roommate.
the roommate.
Oh, she
with
just
the
got
boyfriend.
she up and left without taking her stuff and never came back like that. I don't know
or,
where
or,
she
or,
went.
or here's another thing. Maybe you could introduce the roommate, the troublesome roommate, to like another guy, and that'll direct her attention away from this guy, and that'll be a win-win situation if you could pull that off. But I mean, that's a lot of moving parts. So
Wait. Oh, so you're saying find another guy?
find another
for
guy
the roommate.
For the roommate, yeah.
She doesn't want him, so she'll be like, "Oh, you can have my leftovers. I don't care."
Well, she just half-ass wants him. Obviously, she just wants him because he sounds like he's convenient. Or you can kind of set her up and make it so obviously here's the thing too. If she's cheating on him allegedly per Tasha, if you could somehow get that on, somehow get some objective evidence that she's cheating and show it to the boyfriend. Because I'm assuming the boyfriend doesn't know this.
Well,
correct?
What did he say? He says he's going to break up with her. So he obviously.
Well, we don't know why he's going to break it up, but let's assume let's just say she's just a dick to him, but she doesn't know about the cheating part. But
he probably does now.
Yeah. So it could be like
yeah,
the show.
if Tasha wants him bad enough,
it could-
I'm going to guess that she might have mentioned.
maybe
Plus,
just
he's a listener to the show.
Oh, that was
maybe you need to just maybe just set her up a little bit. Give her what she wants. So obviously the roommate's more privy to Tasha's more privy to her roommate's actions than the boyfriend are. So if she knows she's cheating on him, she could easily maybe just feed the boyfriend some information. Just say, hey, by the way, roommate is going out with this guy at this time, so maybe you could be there to see it. Go there so you could see for yourself, and then now you'll know. Because the truth hurts.
And then if she gets
knowing is half the battle.
yeah, if she gets caught, and then Tasha's just like, oh, I'm going to date him. She goes, you can have my sloppy seconds. He's an asshole anyway.
Yeah.
And she'd be like,
but she obviously would be hard pressed to be justified in keeping the guy when she got caught red-handed by the guy himself. So yeah, so basically Tasha could basically not set her up, but just basically if she's going out with some other dude, tell the guy she likes, say, hey, you know what? I think your girlfriend and this guy are going to be at this place at this time, so you might want to go see for yourself.
Okay, and just out of curiosity, there's no chance Tasha wants this guy because she can treat him like shit and cheat on him and make him pay for everything. There's no chance she wants him because he's a pushover, right? I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Like Tasha just sees like, oh man, I can have this guy and then do whatever I want on the side.
You should have prefaced that with assuming.
Yeah.
Then you would have sounded just like Ted. You just changed the whole scenario.
Anything's possible.
I'm just going to assume.
All is possible.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that Tasha is a rocket scientist and her boyfriend drives a truck. Why are you assuming that? I'm just assuming that. I'm just going to assume that.
Roommate's boyfriend looks like Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Somebody bring me some Ted's tips.
All right, I like that. So catch him. I like the fact that set him up.
Set him up. Well, you're not really setting her up. You're just basically she's already exhibiting bad behavior. That the boyfriend wouldn't approve of anyway. So basically, you're just giving the boyfriend some tips, some free advice, saying, hey, I think your girlfriend might be cheating on you.
Isn't it going to be weird if he comes over, like if they don't keep it on the down low, and he comes over and they're hanging out? You think it'd be kind of weird?
No,
or?
It could be the new normal. Because like I said, if the guy breaks up with the roommate due to her infidelity, once the dust settles, she can't really be justified in saying I want this guy back when she, basically cheated on him. Yeah, so it's anything's possible.
I do kind of like that.
Yeah, and maybe her and the boyfriend get their own place one day, assuming he's not living in a van down by the river already.
That might be
popular now.
Yeah, that might be that might be a nice place. I don't know how New York works. I honestly.
Good luck.
They do have a river.
Good luck, Tasha.
Yeah,
it's called the Hudson. It's called the Hudson.
Yeah, I kind of like that. All right, good luck, Tasha. And like we always say, let us know what happens. Yeah. Let us know if your roommate happens. If none of that Teddy stuff works, that your roommate goes on a permanent vacation.
Yeah. And if you need further help, you could text Ted directly at area code 847.
She just goes on a one-way ride. A one-way ride.
Yeah, and you can always visit Ted at belladonna/nightshade.com. Oh, I'm sorry, .gov. There you go. All right. Do you guys ever like when you guys get nervous about like daily things? Like, are you
social anxiety? Like anxiety?
No, like conspiracies and things that you don't know that are happening. Like when you hear stuff, do you guys ever like freak out?
No,
you're like
because I don't give a shit. But it's amusing,
Yeah.
But like what? Can you give me an example? Like what?
I can. There's a new threat to America, and I'm nervous about it because I didn't know. Here's the thing: I had no idea it existed at all. But Ron DeSantis knows it exists.
I knew it was going to be a Ron DeSantis thing.
What?
I knew it.
What? You heard him. Listen. I just need to say this. I just need to say this. The day Ron DeSantis comes out is going to be the funnest day of my life. It is. But this is a real threat to America. I don't know exactly how this works, but he kind of clued America in, so we're all good. The Chinese are allegedly investing in high schools in America, and they're running high schools in America, specifically in Florida and Oklahoma. I guess they're buying. I know. I wonder what Ted's writing too.
I can't stop staring at it.
Yeah. So I guess they're buying and running high schools and kind of indoctrinating American students. Did you guys hear anything about this?
Well, I know the Republic of China is it's not unusual for them to buy up parcels of land, and it's
no. They're literally opening.
I know, and they're
opening high schools.
They also try to buy farmland and things like that, and it's actually illegal. I don't think
in Florida it's illegal.
No, in the United States, like China cannot come in and buy farmland. The Republic of China, like we won't. It's not legal.
Yeah, but couldn't they just use a proxy person?
Well, that's the problem. So they use citizens to buy property and land, and then there's a gray area there. Well, this person's Chinese, and they're buying 800 acres of farmland.
But what if they give Ted money and he buys the land?
No, they won't do that.
Well,
they
why
can't do a
not?
straw buyer. There's laws against
Didn't
that.
DeSantis just try to ban the Chinese from buying land in Florida?
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah,
he
he did.
like they couldn't do it. Like the Supreme Court of Florida said like he couldn't do that.
Well, no, he can. Like I just said, there's rules set up against.
But there are countries.
I don't know if that's
No, but there are countries like
Well,
I'll give you an
definitely
example.
is.
I'll give you an example like Cambodia. This is true. Cambodia. If you're a foreigner, you can buy like an apartment, but if you cannot buy a piece of land that is attached to the ground. So if you buy like
most countries are
seriously,
like that.
so yeah,
so you
but-
have to put it on
yeah,
stilts.
Yeah,
No, most countries are like
Yeah,
that.
you can't buy the first floor of a piece of property that's attached to the ground. You can buy like a second or third floor, like whatever. But yeah, so the countries actually are doing that already.
You have to
that's
be
part of their
vetted
constitution.
and processed in a lot of countries.
Wait
as-
a minute. Are
Yeah.
you saying that I couldn't go to France and if I had $50 million, I couldn't spend $10 million on a plot of land?
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that a lot of countries make it hard for non-residents to buy land and or property because a lot of countries are smaller than the United States. There's not a lot of land there. So why would they let some American come in and buy this?
Because we're awesome.
Well, I'm just saying there are. I mean, Ted's right. There's a lot of
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
there's a lot of
there's a lot,
countries
but there
like
are
that.
some countries with some restrictions on purchases. Yeah, there are a lot of
like
countries.
Italy. Italy has that. Remember, Italy selling those houses for like
a dollar,
or whatever.
But you got to move there.
But you
got to
got
live
there's
there.
all these stipulations. You have to become an Italian citizen. You have to live there for X amount of years. You can't just go there and buy
Wait,
land or
I
farm.
can go to
and shit.
Italy and buy a house for $1?
Well, it's
Yeah.
like a remote village somewhere because
Yeah.
these villages that are kind of like.
I don't want to
dying
live
off.
in a village.
Yeah, but it's like your coastal village, and
Hey,
it's a whole lifestyle.
no
thing.
interest
You could be the
living-
village idiot.
Yeah,
You ever think
would
about
be.
that? Huh?
it's like buying an
The
abandoned.
real three village idiots.
It's like buying an abandoned castle in Ireland
They're
or
not
Scotland.
that bad though.
you
I
know?
watched a video. I watched a show on it. Somebody went through this process, and
Yeah.
it looks beautiful.
Well, I mean, it's a whole lifestyle change. You can't just you
Yeah.
got to go all in. Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
just like buy it and just like rent it out.
Start
Like
drinking-
you can't like Airbnb it. You got to
Start
actually
drinking
live there.
goat's milk,
Yeah.
and you got to dress differently.
Yeah, you got to wake
got to
up.
wear loafers.
Parmesan cheese. There's lots of Parmesan cheese.
You got to say Parmigiana. You can't say
Parmesan.
Parmesan.
Okay, well, so back to this Chinese threat.
So Ted,
Hold on.
So-
No.
just joking.
So there's a group called Parents Defending Education, okay? And they found out, they've been doing this for 10 years, and they found a list of schools taking Chinese money and indoctrinating poor, unsuspecting school kids into communism and other things that are even worse.
But isn't it, or don't like colleges especially already have some like liberal indoctrination system where like a lot of professors are liberal and they are indoctrinating the youth to
no, that's bullshit.
oh my god.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, you know,
That's
you-
scare
you-
tactics. You're
Yeah,
fucking
do
drinking.
you know why?
the
You know why I know
Kool-Aid.
that's bullshit? Because when you go into college, you have kind of like an open mind to things. Okay, it's not until you get a job and you get all this stuff and you start listening to shit on the TV that tells you that everything in the whole world that you thought of as open and fun is bad.
That's like everyone's saying in Chicago, all the teachers, they're so liberal. They're brainwashing the kids. They're
Well, I
making
mean,
them think this way and
not
that way.
all
It's
of
like,
them. Yeah.
the teachers
But
don't
actually,
have that kind of time or energy to try and
No,
do anything outside the
but
curriculum.
actually, that true story.
No.
Taft High School just recently, I guess there were some teachers who were doing that, and actually some parents actually stepped in. And whether they're right or wrong,
They're wrong,
But
Ted.
but they were saying that, hey, you're basically brainwashing my kid to believe a certain belief system that I don't.
That what the
agree
people are
with.
equal? That people are
I
equal
don't-
and
I
they
don't
should.
No,
I don't know if
he's
that's-
right. There was
I
a
don't- I don't know-
controversy. I have
yeah.
kids at Taft.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like national news, so that's not like in the wind. That's actual a real thing. Whether it's true or not, there are rumblings about
I don't.
that.
You know what? I don't buy that.
Okay.
I don't buy that. There's people out there like. I mean, maybe very rarely are there people
Yeah.
out there pushing an agenda.
There's no reason for teachers to push an agenda. That's
Well, there's plenty. Well,
you
look,
don't
look
have
at
time.
teachers. Look at teachers.
What do
I
they
mean,
get out of it?
There's plenty of college professors in California, for example, who are like, I mean, not there's anything wrong with it, but let's say they're like ultra liberal, so they basically,
What about the asshole? What about the ones that are ultra conservative?
yeah, that too. I'm just saying, but
Are you telling me that there's not for every ultra liberal professor,
Right.
there's not some jag off ultra conservative
probably.
who's just like you know what I don't want in this classroom any homosexuals, Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
I mean-
and you know what we have in here too many non-white people. I mean,
No, I agree
that's
with you.
bullshit.
No, you're probably right. But I'm saying, but the point is that in theory, the college should just be teaching the curriculum, just whatever the curriculum is, and not
But isn't the idea to open your
Absolutely
mind?
not.
interjecting their-
Absolutely
interjecting their
not.
own opinions.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You're not paying.
It's
no.
It's
I
impossible.
disagree with
First of
that
all-
100%.
First of all, it's impossible to not have
Yeah, of course.
your ideals
Of course.
out there.
Yeah.
Right? But if you only think in one direction,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's it. And you just have one direction and you're teaching kids and you only teach them to look in one direction,
Yeah.
then you're indoctrinating them to that, whatever that one direction is.
Correct. And that's my point. It doesn't matter whether it's conservative or liberal. I think what I'm trying to say is that it should just be more neutral, where it's like, hey, let me give you two viewpoints, and you can make your own decision.
99
versus-
I'm telling you right now, 99% of people are just do whatever.
Can I just say something?
No.
No,
You're, when you make
he's saying it. He's saying it anyway.
when you make a statement like that, or anybody else for that matter, and I've probably guilty as charged saying things like that, where you say, well, the teachers are
Not all teachers.
No, I know.
Not
I'm
all
just
teachers,
saying
yeah.
a teacher, or whatever,
Yeah.
a professor
Yeah.
is a certain way. Their beliefs are, left or right, and they are spewing that, and they're misguiding the children or the college kids. I think you're not giving the students enough credit. The students have a free will and a free mind, just like they do when they listen to us talk about shit. They tune us out faster than anybody. They do this. You honestly think that most students are listening to teachers when they're getting personal and telling their personal beliefs? If they do that, there's no way. They're walking out of classroom going, what a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
They're not.
It's possible.
They hate their teachers. Even the nicest teachers, the kids. I have teachers in my house every day.
Right.
That's all I do is talk about different teachers. Ones they like, ones they don't like. Oh, did you hear them say that? What an idiot. When they start expressing their personal opinions, it's thrown back at the teachers tenfold. That's why they don't do it anymore. The kids make fun of the teachers that do that shit because they don't care one way or another. They don't want to hear the bullshit. They got 45 minutes. Get me through this goddamn class without you lecturing me about some personal experience. And it's even greater on the college level. Give the kids some credit. They're not being brainwashed. They're not even listening to these people half the time.
It's hard to imagine kids are that stupid.
I'm not suggesting
that
they're
just
stupid,
the
but-
first thing and
yeah.
everything that they hear.
All we're just saying is that there are impressionable people out there, whether they join a cult, right? People who join cults, it's the same concept. So 45 minutes
Yeah,
a
but
day,
that's
5 days a week,
extreme.
10, 16 weeks, and you're fed. It's like people who watch CNN exclusively or people who watch Fox News. They start believing whatever
Yeah, but if
even
you
though it's
only
even though it's
again,
opinion
that's
journalism.
one direction. If you
Correct.
only
I thought that's a
hear-
group. That's a band, by the way.
How do
One
we get on
Direction.
this subject? Where were
Oh
we at?
no! The schools, the Chinese schools.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So this group, Parents Defending Education,
What
they
about-
said that they found a list of schools, promoting transgender policies and liberalism.
Promoting it.
Yes,
So you have
Yes.
to promote equal rights.
they're promoting these
promoting it, okay.
these Chinese schools are promoting transgender
See,
policies
that's the
and
opposite
liberalism.
of what the communists and the Chinese are preaching.
What? No,
The
Isn't-
Chinese
isn't
government
everyone
is-
isn't everyone in China transgender and liberal? What?
I thought they were promoting Chinese drywall.
I mean,
That's
it's
what I thought.
it's so crazy that they would accuse these schools of doing
Right.
something that China would never do.
Right? China would never do that.
No,
They would never do that.
what they're trying to do is wipe out a population of the people in parts of their country.
Yeah, and so I had to look up this group, Parents Defending Education, right? I had to look them up and see what they are and who they are. And I will tell you right now, they are a very diverse group of white, God-fearing people that are protecting kids from the Red Scourge.
Law-abiding white folk,
Law-
just like you.
Yeah, yeah. It was the
Like
funniest.
Illinois Nazis,
Yeah.
law-abiding white folk.
You know what I hate? I
Just
hate
like-
Illinois Nazis. No, but it was really weird. So I looked this up, and as soon as Mark, exactly the same thing Mark said, I'm like, oh man, so they're teaching communism, they're teaching like one thought things and all this stuff. At no point, I can't imagine if you're a transgender in China.
Yeah,
I'm gonna imagine
Jesus
you're in
Christ.
jail,
Yeah.
or you're dead, right?
Absolutely.
Let's get one of the representatives on the show to express their viewpoints
Teddy,
and let's hear what they have to say.
You're reading my mind.
These are the same
Already
people
asked them.
that
they have
paying-
not gotten back to me.
These are the same people that their underwear is in a bunch because they thought kids were pissing and shitting in litter boxes in the classrooms.
Oh,
right?
that fake story.
Oh,
that
my
was my
God.
favorite fake story.
actually
of
made
all
it to the
I never heard of
Congress
that.
floor.
I never heard
Yeah,
of that
of
one.
course it did.
Congressman came up and said that.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you just believe anything you hear. This
Everything.
fear mongering has taken a level beyond. I mean, beyond anything that I could have imagined. These people, not these people, people in general will believe anything nowadays.
Yeah.
The most outrageous thing, they'll regurgitate and say, hey, did you hear about the litter boxes in the bathrooms and the classes and the kids and what do they call them, fluffies or whatever?
I never even heard
Furries.
of it. I never heard of it.
Do you hear these furries in the classrooms? And I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? It's a fucking joke.
But that's the internet. I mean, you could say
It is the internet.
We were talking the other day. So, for example, we were talking about the Ryder Cup, where like one of the U.S. team members wasn't wearing a hat. So somebody put a story out there that said the guy wasn't wearing a hat because he wasn't getting paid for being on the Ryder Cup team, and that actually went viral. And everyone said, "Oh, this guy's not wearing a hat as a protest because he's not getting paid for being here." And then the guy himself had to basically say, "No, I'm not. I just didn't want to wear a hat." So I'm just saying that's how fast fake news can spread. So
fake news is awesome. I you know what? I love every time and here's the funny thing. Like I wonder what the people like when I see something like that. I look it up and I read it. And I'm just like, oh, this is total stupid and bullshit.
Yeah.
But I wonder what percentage of people look it up and go, see, I told you.
Yeah.
Nobody
I
has
told you.
nobody has
the
any
Chinese,
common sense.
The
Nobody,
Chinese love transgenders and liberalism.
If it sounds
And then
crazy, just be like, no one questions anything anymore. As long as it sides with their belief system, they'll regurgitate and believe it. Like as long as it falls in line with what they believe,
right?
They'll believe it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
and
it's
then they'll
crazy.
resend it out. Yeah, I told you that group of guys from high school who send this crazy shit out.
I have friends
And-
that do
and
the
every-
same
yeah,
thing. I'm
and-
like,
and
really?
it's like-
You believe that? They're like,
I'm like,
it's
come on.
true. It's true. I'm like, dude, just use common sense.
Well, it's like people who are like let's just say, I mean, I'm not going to get into it, but like anti-vaxxers, where it's like, oh, if you take a COVID vaccine, it's going to cause, who knows what.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's just, obviously whatever Kool-Aid they drank,
Well, what was it? I on that little thing like 2 months ago. It's like, you know what? It's it. He goes, in 2 weeks. I just got it from my buddy who's a cop and my other buddy who's a fireman.
Yep.
That we're gonna shut down. We're gonna shut down everything again, and everybody's gonna have to get another COVID shot, and we're gonna shut everything down. We'll go back to masks and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, so in 2 weeks, we'll know that this is bullshit. That's all. Yeah.
Well, what about the guy in the bar in Tucson who said Joe Biden and Trump are going to be co-presidents on April 1st, which is April Fool's
That
Day,
was
which is
so
ironic.
great.
And he was dead serious, and he seemed like a normal, rational guy until he opened his mouth. Yeah, but he wasn't like a crazy homeless person who had schizophrenia. This was like a normal.
But that's funny.
So obviously,
He started out with, "Hey,
something
did you guys play golf?" And it's like, "Yeah." And we told him where we played golf, and he goes, "I play golf there too." And that was the last.
And that was the last
rational, normal thought
the
that
last
he said.
The last sane thing
was
he
it.
said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it was Jekyll Island, petrodollars. Then and then unfortunately, I didn't have enough alcohol in me to withstand all
I
that.
did.
Liar.
I did.
Don't you love those guys that put out the dates and the predictions and it doesn't come to fruition? They just move on to the next thing.
Just move on.
And it just continues on like that. I have friends like that all the time. And I'm like, you're the same guy that told me this, this, and this.
But when you
Well, they're trying. I'm
Wouldn't
like,
you
but
say
you were
this
the same
guy?
guy that said this, this, and
Well,
this.
they're just pushing
It just
off.
goes on and on and on. I'm like, the shit that you say never happens, never does happen. Nothing you say is going to happen. It doesn't. It's just crazy. You just believe everything you hear.
I think I said to that guy, I said, "Sir, if what you're saying is true, wouldn't this be like national news? Wouldn't they just like stop every television show and say, we have a special announcement to make on
Sneak
this
attack,
day?
Ted. It was a sneak attack.
Joe Biden and Donald Trump will be sitting in the Oval Office at the same
Together.
time with a plexiglass partition between
plexiglass partition.
Speaking of politics, guess where I'm going tomorrow night?
To a movie?
I'm going to see Hamilton, the musical.
That is one of the best things I've ever seen in
Yeah,
my life.
we're going tomorrow
Wait,
night.
is that the guy got killed in the duel with Aaron Burr?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best things
Came
I've
on the
Kelly read that book. That book is
ever seen.
it's the biggest book I've ever seen. Hamilton.
Lin Juan Miranda wrote a book? Oh,
No,
the Hamilton book.
The Hamilton book.
Oh, yeah. No,
It's literally 1,000 pages. She read it.
Yeah.
She read it, and I told her I should read it. She every other day she's like, "This is the most amazing guy ever." She's like, "This is
He was
crazy."
Isn't that guy in the $10 bill? Hamilton, right?
The 10 or the 20? I don't know.
Was
I don't
he
pay attention.
was he-
$10 bill's
was he
most
the vice
useless.
president? Was he the vice president?
I
or
don't think he
somebody?
ever
never
held
made it.
any
No,
office.
Aaron Burr was the vice president,
I don't
and
know.
whatever.
Aaron Burr's a bad person. In the
Yeah,
They were
obviously,
actually they were. It's a incredible story.
Yeah.
These two.
Yeah.
I mean, from day one.
I mean, that's pretty cool, though. I mean, like a duel. Like, hey, we're gonna have a duel. That's pretty scary.
but it haunted him the rest of his life.
Yeah. You know what'd be great? You know what'd be great? If Matt Getz and McCarthy.
Yeah,
Because
duel.
McCarthy just
He's
got
out.
kicked out.
He's out.
He
Yeah,
just got
he's
kicked
out.
out.
He got
Yeah,
kicked out,
McCarthy
yeah.
just
They
got
should
voted
bring
out.
duels
Yeah, voted
back.
out. Yeah.
What if they just dueled it?
Between politicians with the same type of gun.
Yeah. What
What
if they just
used
dueled
back
it?
in the 1800s.
You
And just to get rid of this stupid
you
shit.
get one bullet, And then if both
Not
of you
even
guys
a-
miss, and if
no,
both
you know
of
what,
guys miss,
a gunpowder,
Yeah.
whatever the
gunpowder,
project.
yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
have to be a bullet. It could be any projectile.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a piece
no,
of corn.
How about this? One bullet, and if you both miss, everybody in the stands gets to shoot you.
But we get to choose the bullet. You get to choose the
kind of
projectile. I don't know.
What, like a cop killer? What would you shoot? Like a
I don't know,
paintball?
like a piece of corn or something.
Your idea is terrible, and I hate it. But you know what I do like? I like Mark's movie mentions, and it's
Oh,
time for
wow.
Mark's movie mentions.
Good segue.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a little song that I'd like to sing.
Wow.
Yeah. Melissa Etheridge wrote this also, just so you know. She wrote this.
Wow.
She just recently wrote this and sent it to me. It's Mark's movie mentions. He finds the ones that you missed. It's Mark Movies Mentions. You'll hear it, and then you'll get the gist. It's Mark's movie mentions. Watch 'em if you dare. It's Mark's movie mentions. It's going to be better than Cocaine Bear.
I want to see that movie. By the way.
Sweet.
Terrible. Worst movie I've ever seen.
My buddy just went on a rant again and again on Sunday again. I mean, I'm like,
No, it's just stupid.
he saw it. He's still angry about seeing the movie.
I'm not angry.
No,
I just
not
stopped
you.
watching.
My other buddy
Yeah,
Matt.
I just stopped watching.
He's so angry about seeing the movie from start to finish. Still,
All you had to do was do what I
I
do.
know.
Just turn it off.
He
It just got
watched it.
just got silly.
That's like going to a restaurant saying, "I hated this meal, but I ate it all, and I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand all of it."
Don't ever
don't
do
say
that. See, I'm threatening violence. Don't ever do that. Okay. Mark's movie mentions are brought to you by Pete's Kill Your Own Dinner. Now opening a second location in beautiful downtown Akron. At Pete's, you chase it, you kill it, and we do the rest. And remember, at Pete's, people aren't food, so you can't kill them.
oh my god, that's a great concept. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
That's
it's very
awesome.
popular. It is very
Is it a
popular.
buffet?
Wow, no.
Sounds
I think you have to
a la
kill your
carte.
own.
Sounds a la carte to me.
Oh,
Yeah, I
man.
think you have to kill your own. All right, Mark, what is your movie this week?
So my movie that I really like, and I saw this back in the day. It came out in 1988. It's called Lady in White. Okay, it's a supernatural mystery film. That's what it's that's the genre. It's called Lady in White from 1988.
Sounds
It's
racist.
starring
Go ahead.
Lucas Haas, who made his
Is that the E.T. kid?
no, he's from Witness. Remember the Harrison Ford movie?
Oh, he's the
He
kid
played
in
the
Witness.
Amish kid. Yes.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
is right after that. So he became like really big after that. So he's still small. I mean, he's still young in this movie. He's like 10 or 11 years old.
because he's a child.
He's a child.
He hasn't grown up yet. That's why he's small. Small and
let's start
steady.
It's
over.
his
Let's
first
start
piece of
over.
ass.
So it's
Okay.
it's so like I said, it's a supernatural mystery is the genre, okay?
Okay.
So there's some comedy in it, there's some drama in it, and there's a lot of mystery, and it's really fucking good. And I'll give you a brief synopsis. I don't want to give too much away because it is you guys have never seen it, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
So it was a box office flop. So the guy that directed it and wrote it, he funded it 100% with his own money.
That's a mistake. Always use other people's money for everything.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah. I spent most of Ted's money on all this shit. Yeah, for the show. Yeah.
Well,
That's where all those
so
little payments
this guy, like he directed it, he wrote it, he did the score for it. It's Frank. I'm going to pronounce the last name. It's Lagigio, Laggia. Anyway,
Loggia.
so he
Yeah.
so
Robert Loggia.
so he's not new to the industry, but what he did is he did a film a few years before this, and then he started a penny stock. He started a production company and came out with a penny stock and put it on NASDAQ, and he raised all the money for this film on his own. So it was all his own budget. So he was able to do it for like $4 million, and then it just tanked at the box office. And then it immediately went to video and became a cult classic. And when I tell you that this movie is great, I am not. I swear to God, it's a great movie. It's about 2 hours long. You just have to see it. So I'll give you a premise. So he gets the kid, Lucas. His name's Frankie in the movie. Some kids prank him. It takes place in 1962 on Halloween. After school, it's Halloween. He forgets his hat in a coat room. School's closed, but it's still open. The janitor's still there, whatever. So they say, hey, go back and get it. So he goes in the coat closet. They lock him in, and they leave. And he gets locked in the coat closet, and he sees he's sleeping in or whatever, and then he's awakened by a ghost. A little girl his age comes in there, and it's like a reenactment of she was murdered in that coat room like 10 years ago. And it's a reenactment, but the predator is like invisible, but she's going through the motions of it, and he sees this. And then the killer's ring actually falls off, and again, the killer's invisible. You just see her being killed. The ring falls off, and it goes down into the vent, and
he finds it.
No, so he's up there like, and he falls back asleep after this all happens, and then all of a sudden somebody comes in the coat room, and it's that killer coming back to retrieve the ring out of the thing, and he ends up seeing him and tries to kill him, but he gets scared away, and then he sees the ghost again, and it turns out that.
So he's trying to solve the mystery of who killed the girl.
Because the girl is reaching out to him now. This
right.
What do you call a ghost? An aborigine or not aborigine?
Aberration.
Is it an aberration?
Apparition. Yeah.
Apparition.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the Sixth Sense, right?
Yeah.
They're trying like
an
dead
aboriginal
people reach out.
apparition.
Yeah. The dead person reaches out to tell
Australia.
her. Yeah. The
Yes,
dead person reaches
that's
out to
what
tell
I'm
the live
thinking.
person what
Good
really
eye,
happened
Mike.
to him. Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy killed an Australian girl.
Right.
Okay. This makes it more fun.
But I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell everybody listening to this podcast, you can turn it off after I mention this and go watch the movie. You don't have to listen to the rest of the show.
That.
Lady in White, 1988, starring Lucas Haas.
Check it out.
Fantastic movie.
Okay.
One of my favorites of all time. It's on my list of
I
top
like the
25,
plot.
and I'm not joking.
Are you
like the
kidding
plot.
me?
I'm not
Your
joking.
top 25 of
I
all
swear to
time.
God.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of
I'll-
movies.
I'll-
I mean,
I-
25. It's not like top 3.
No,
I
I
mean,
have a top. I'm putting together a
Top
top
25.
50.
No, because I hate when people say it's my favorite movie because that's not a thing, but it can be one of your favorite
yeah.
movies.
Yeah, this is in my top 25.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bar none. I could watch it over
Who
and
has
over
like
again.
who has like
The
a
act-
favorite movie?
the
Who has like
act-
a favorite movie?
Man,
like,
if you guys
I don't know,
watch this
man.
movie, you're
Yeah,
going to feel it.
Shawshank Redemption is fucking
I know.
great.
Yeah.
It's that movie. It's hard to turn off.
So listen, the acting in this movie, the humor in the movie, it's so 80s and it's really good. I mean, I'm nostalgic for like 70s and 80s movies,
Yeah.
But this is 1988, but it takes place on Halloween in 1962.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's perfect.
And
Halloween's
I'll
coming
go
up.
back. I'll go back a little bit more. It's kind of narrated by Frankie Lucas Haas's character as an adult, because the movie starts out he's an adult and he's actually a writer. So he writes a movie about his experience as a child. So they go back to the 60s, and then the whole movie is like him kind of a little bit of narration, not like Stand By Me, not as much as Stand By Me, but a little bit in and out. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Lady in White.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Cool.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay.
Good one.
You know
And
what?
I like the fact that you two haven't seen it. And like I said,
I feel like I haven't seen
it became
this.
I
a
haven't
cult
seen it. I've
classic.
never even heard of it. Yeah.
And there's a good song in it there's a lot of twists and turns. There's a lot. It's
I'll YouTube it.
it turns out
I'll YouTube it.
dude, you'll yeah.
For a second, I thought you were going to say The Man with One Red Shoe.
I love that movie.
Oh, my God. That's one of my...
Yeah.
You know what?
I love that movie.
I have to go back and watch that
with
movie. Tom Hanks.
and Jim Belushi's in it too.
Yeah. The Man with One Red Shoe.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah. It's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Isn't Jim Belushi's in that, right?
I
Am
don't
I
think
wrong?
so. I
No,
don't
I'm
think
thinking
so.
of that movie with
John Ritter?
John Ritter. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
The
a good movie.
Spies. The Spy movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that called?
I have no idea.
That's
yeah.
fantastic too.
Dude, that is such a great
That movie's
movie.
really good.
Oh, my God. I hope I didn't ruin it for you.
No, I'm not going to do either of those.
Okay. You guys ever been to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
No.
You've never been to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
No. Where's it at? I don't even know where it's at.
I believe it is
in Ohio.
Cleveland.
It's in Cleveland.
Yeah,
Oh,
Cleveland
really?
Rocks.
Oh,
That's
wow.
a Rock and Roll
Oh,
Hall
okay.
of Fame.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I know everybody's probably heard this, but the guy who started the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, he actually was a co-founder of Rolling Stone.
Okay, makes sense.
Magazine.
Yeah, magazine. Yeah.
He
It
was
turns out
Cameron Crowe's boss at one
yeah.
time.
Turns out that he is a horrible sexist and racist.
Okay.
Yeah, so he writes. Yeah.
Is that the guy? I think
yeah.
I heard about.
So he
yeah.
writes a book, right?
Yeah.
And he talks about all the greatest
What's
musicians.
the guy's name? Because he was just in the news.
Oh shit! I can't. I don't remember his name. Oh fuck! It's the only thing I didn't write down.
He's not like that old. Because I showed a
No,
picture.
he's
of
not
him.
that
Yeah.
old.
He
No,
got,
it's-
he got canceled or something. He's
Oh,
obviously-
dude.
whatever he said, he got canceled
Dude,
immediately. Yeah,
so this is really weird to me, right? Like if you're into music, I don't see how you can like eliminate anybody, right? Because music is so awesome. But he wrote a book, and it's called The Masters, okay? And so in the book, it's all just white guys. All the greatest musicians are white guys. And so somebody asked him the simple question. It's like, all you got is white guys. And he said...
Are you serious?
So he said...
When did the book come out?
Just a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
So,
like 2
okay.
weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So he said, man, he goes, have you ever... He goes, what about these women? And he named a bunch of women. He goes, you ever talk to any of those women?
Pat Benatar,
He immediately just like dismisses completely.
Debbie Harry, from
All the
Blondie?
women, of
No.
all the famous women musicians.
Those are the best
those
you
are
could
the
come
two
up
you
with. Ted's not. Ted doesn't listen. Ted, you don't listen to any music at all, do you? What's the? Ted doesn't listen to anything.
Pat Benatar.
How about some massive like stars like Aretha Franklin or Tina Turner, for instance?
Obviously, iconic. Yeah,
So basically, they mention a couple of people, and he says, "Have you ever tried talking to them? They really can't talk about music." And I'm just like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
I'm like, "You just listed a whole bunch of chicks, and you said none of them."
Actually,
could do
you
it?
know what? The funny thing that you're saying that he said that, when I saw that, the first thing that came to mind is actually female musicians are actually way more articulate and intelligent than a lot of these fucking guys. Like, you ever hear Cher like break down like her career?
Oh yeah,
And talk about. I mean, Cher, I could listen to her talk forever. You put Mick Jagger or
You
Keith Richards in front of me, I'm like, dude.
You ever hear Ozzy Osbourne speak? It's like he's
I know
drunk.
exactly.
I mean, like
Right.
I think he can sing great, but back in the day, I mean, I know he's like messed up now, but I mean, back in the day, like he was just like unintelligible. You can't understand a word he says, but when he sings, he's great. But yeah, he could understand.
Well, I mean, and then you look at somebody like Stevie Nicks, who's I think she's the only woman in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as in a group and by herself.
Yeah.
Is that
She is
Fleetwood?
twice,
Fleetwood
yeah.
Mac? Yeah.
And so he just basically dismissed all women.
Yeah,
It's just they
it's crazy.
just can't talk music.
Yeah.
And then they
Which doesn't
asked
make any sense.
And then they
but,
asked him about some black musicians, and man, he went real bad. He went real off the deep end.
He went Jimmy the Greek bad, like
Dude, he went Jimmy the
He went
Greek
El
bad.
Campanis bad. He went
Yeah.
El Campanis.
Dude,
Yeah, gotcha.
he went real bad.
How did
okay?
it take this long for him to be outed?
You know what? It's really weird because I'll bet you when you're part of
And
Rolling
when I mean
Stones
outed,
and
I
the
mean
rock
as
and roll,
not being
right,
like a
right.
good person.
Right. But you're running Rolling Stone, right? You're probably on a pedestal. And,
Yeah.
and when you start the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
you're on a pedestal.
Well, he's surrounded by yes men. You know,
Right.
it's like
Yeah.
any rich person. Like people kiss his ass. He's like in an echo chamber or an information bubble.
Yeah,
like
you're
just
right.
people tell him what he wants to hear. But here's the thing: let's say you're his publicist and you're publishing this. You know, you're obviously somebody had to proofread this book before they released it. And you say, "Hey, sir, whatever your name is, I just noticed you're talking about white men in this book as musicians. Do you think we should include other people?" And then when he would have said the batshit crazy stuff, he said they should have said, "Hey, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't release this book."
So you know what? Somebody asked him that.
Someone had to sit him down
Are
and
you
say,
ready?
"You know, sir,
Are you ready?
Yeah.
This is his exact words when they asked him that. You ready? He said, "Just for public relations' sake," and these are his words. "Just for public relations' sake, maybe I should have gone out and found one black and one woman artist to include here that didn't measure up to the same historical standard, just to avert this kind of criticism."
He just made it worse. he just officially made it worse. Yes.
I mean,
he just made it worse.
Listen to me. Music, number one. When you say somebody's great, that's bullshit because that's what you think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, music's subjective.
Right. And I know people love Bruce Springsteen, but
Yeah.
I know people who don't.
Yeah.
Okay, and I get it.
I mean, he's okay. You know, I mean, I wouldn't pay $3,000 to see. Like, I wouldn't. Like, I know Taylor Swift is a hot new thing. I mean, she showed up to the Chiefs game and everyone like lost their shit. You know, I wouldn't pay. I mean, I wouldn't. If someone gave me a backstage pass to see Taylor
I
Swift,
can't believe you just said those two names in one sentence.
I wouldn't wipe my ass with a
Bruce
backstage
Springsteen
pass.
and Taylor
I mean, I'm
Swift
just saying.
is
But I'm saying she's super popular.
But
But
popular. You're right.
Hold on a
Okay.
second. Hold on. But that's the thing.
Yeah.
There are people who would much rather listen to Taylor Swift than Bruce Springsteen.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that's not an issue.
I'm just saying she's
Right.
super popular.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
You know.
But for him to do that and to be just completely dismiss
Yeah.
this on that level and say that there's no women and no black people that could ever like intelligently talk about music, I'm like, are you fucking with
Yeah,
me?
I mean,
right
obviously he's so far removed from reality. Like what? So I'm just saying. So just figure whatever social circles he's been traveling in all these years. Obviously, no one's ever sat him down and said, "Hey, man, you know, we're in 2023 now. We're not. This isn't 1953 anymore."
But I think Mark's right. I mean, he had to have sat down with some people, and somebody said, "Hey, man, what about what about Muddy Waters?" And he go, "Oh no, he's not intelligent enough."
Yes,
to,
and
and be
nobody,
like, are you fucking with
and
me?
nobody
Muddy
outed
Waters?
it. Maybe they,
And-
maybe they thought that we don't need to because once his book comes out,
Well, maybe they want to get rid of him.
Hey, let him.
Maybe it's going to get ready to get rid of him. Hey, you know what?
Rolling
let's
Stone's been around for
Yeah.
60 years.
But let's just say you want to get rid of this guy. Be like, hey, you know what? This is the best thing because this guy's going to go public. He's going to commit social suicide. But as soon as he opens his mouth, and he's going to be canceled in 2 seconds. So maybe somebody behind the scenes say, I tell you what, let him say whatever he thinks he believes. And yeah, so he's gone. So
I guess it's just such a it's just such a bizarre thing to me that he could go that long without anybody saying anything about what a jagoff he is.
So what you're saying is there's an empty position at Rolling Stone magazine.
there's a vacancy at Rolling Stone magazine.
and a nice big empty spot at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he gone. Wimpy.
Yeah.
He gone.
Yeah, it's just so
the,
weird to me.
the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame drives me so crazy because I'm really big into music, and I don't pay much attention to awards because, like Ted said, it's subjective. I know what I like. I know who's great. I know who's not great. I know who people think is great and who people think are not great. I have my own opinion.
Yeah.
I try to keep it to myself a lot. But when I see some of the inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and how it's expanded over the years and who's in and who's not and stuff like that, it's just so ridiculous. It's like, like Kiss is in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And I know that they were a popular, but popular should not get you into like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Record sales shouldn't necessarily dictate whether someone's in or out.
No, Kiss is in because of the makeup. Let's be 100% honest.
Well,
their music wasn't that great.
Kiss transcends the music. They were performers. I mean, I don't dislike Kiss. I mean, I really don't. And I think Gene Simmons is a genius, and I love Kiss in a lot of respects.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're on the same level as the Beatles or other bands.
Yeah, well, no one's
absolutely
I mean,
not.
Nobody is.
No one
But
can
what
be
I'm
the Beatles or
saying is,
Rolling Stones.
there's even lower levels of musicians that have just done so much, and they're being recognized the same as, like, I don't know.
But it's
Kiss is a poor
subjective.
example because it is subjective. But the Hall of Fame, I guess that is.
I would
too.
tell you right
I mean,
now,
there's no standard like baseball, or football. I mean,
that's
there's-
baseball's bullshit too. Come on. When you get into a Hall of Fame, it's
at
a
some
lot
point
of
it
it's a
all gets
popularity
watered
contest.
down, right? At
It's
some
a-
point,
yeah.
everything gets watered down because
Right.
time passes. It's been 60. Well, the Hall of Fame's been around only for like 25 years or something like that. 30 years.
I think it's about 30 years. 30.
Maybe less than 30 years. So that's kind of new, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But now,
Yeah, I
I mean,
don't know
it's
too
not
much
just
about
rock
it.
and roll. That's rock and roll is the
Yeah.
term because it's actually music now.
All genres.
It is
yeah.
really
Because
the
there's
music Hall of
rappers
Fame,
in
yeah.
there, and
Oh, yeah.
so it is.
Yeah, like Run DMC because they were trailblazers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whoever's like a
Dude.
trailblazer back
Public
in the day.
Enemy's in now, I
I
think.
mean, here, I'll give you that. Run DMC. If you tell me,
I was like jamming it
and
all
I've
day
and
today.
I've listened to Run talk, because he's a reverend now. He had a TV show, but I've listened to all the interviews and everything. What he was doing, no one had done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
one had done.
no one's seen it before.
Yeah, no one had done it before.
Yeah.
I mean, he was actually him and Kool Mo D and these other guys that basically started rap,
Yeah.
right?
Because that never existed.
It
So when
never
someone heard-
existed.
because they're not singing. They're just like kind of talking like and
Right.
rhyming, but in a cool way. Yeah, and no one's ever like when Elvis was on the Ed Sullivan Show back in the 50s and he was doing the hip gyration. They had to kind of like
Yeah,
block that.
that
out.
was
No
ridiculous.
one. But I'm saying no one's ever seen
Yeah.
that before. But now it's like so common. But at the time, everybody lost their mind because everybody was like Bobby Darin or whatever singer crooners were back in the 50s. They were all kind of the same cut from the same
yeah,
cloth. And then Elvis
yeah.
comes along and he's like
Right.
he's doing what he's doing.
And these
yeah.
guys, and I've heard the interviews, so I don't know what this guy's saying about. I mean, if you create a genre of music,
Yeah.
okay, and you're part of that beginning genre
You're-
of music,
someone's ahead of their time. Yeah,
you-
yeah.
you had to have a plan. It didn't just happen by accident.
Yeah.
Right. And I've again, I love Run DMC. They're just so iconic in what they've done. To say that those guys that started all that did that stuff right then, in the late 70s, early 80s with rap. To say that they can't speak intelligently about music is you know what? It's a non-intelligent statement.
Well, I mean, obviously the guy's divorced from reality, so I mean, we can't really, so I'm just saying there's obviously whatever is in this guy's mind, he's obviously delusional and obviously tone deaf and obviously not in reality. So yeah, so obviously he outed himself,
Well, how could he really think like that if he is involved with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? And there's so many people.
But it's actually hard. It's hard to believe that
gender and color
out
in
of
the
all
Hall of
people,
Fame.
you would think that he would be like at the forefront of being, like, hey, this is all inclusive because the music's all inclusive.
Well, but yeah, if he's involved with the Hall of Fame, that is pretty.
So it's kind of weird that like someone like that could even be in charge of something like that
Yeah.
and have that belief system. That's pretty strange.
And
so.
no, I don't remember hearing any interviews with Prince or anything like that. But you're talking about a guy who, number one, music.
Oh yeah, musical
movies,
genius. Yeah,
and he basically played all of. I know I've said this for a million times.
5
but
instruments.
He played
hey.
all the instruments
Yeah.
on his albums.
Yeah.
He played
pretty
it all.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, how can you not? I can't imagine.
Well, he's
that
obviously
Prince is some kind of fucking raving idiot that couldn't intelligently talk about how to take his music,
Yeah.
his concept, right? And then not only be successful, but then make movies, multiple movies.
Well, he's in a
out of
movie,
it.
so obviously he's got speaking
Right?
roles in the movie. So obviously he is obviously
right.
articulate.
But to
so.
kind of move that forward, because he was one of the first musicians, in that new era of music, outside of like Dean Martin and those guys who
Yeah.
were making movies, to start making those
Well,
movies. and doing
Elvis was
things.
Elvis. For example,
Yeah.
Elvis had movies. He had singing parts in the movies, but he was acting too. Yeah, Prince, Purple Rain.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
That's the
I
movie.
mean,
yeah.
I mean, you know, there weren't a lot of black actors or black singers who were able to
Transition,
go in and make
transition, yeah,
movies,
yeah,
right? Because
yeah.
they weren't making movies.
I don't
you
even
know.
think did Michael Jackson even make movies?
Yeah.
Or he was in
he was in he was in the what's it called?
What?
like an actual movie.
He was in a movie?
Michael
No.
Jackson was
Not like
in,
a music video, but like an actual movie, like a 2-hour movie, like where he's like,
yeah,
like,
he was
No.
in the Wiz with
Diana, the Wiz,
Diana
of
Ross,
Oz, yeah,
called the Wiz, the musical.
Yeah, but wasn't that Diana Ross? That was a Diana Ross thing.
But
He
it's
was
still
just a
but it's still a
small part.
musical. No,
No,
he was
he
like
was
the
in the whole
He
movie.
was like the Scarecrow.
Was he really?
Yeah.
He was a scarecrow. He was in the whole movie.
Yeah, so the Wiz is like the
It was her
offshoot
and
from the
him,
Wizard of
yeah.
Oz. Yeah, but he's still like a very musical. Yeah, but he was in the Wiz. Yeah, you're right. Like
Holy shit, I gotta watch that.
Nipsey
Yeah, it's
Russell,
awesome.
Diana Ross is Dorothy.
Yeah.
I think Michael Jackson's a Scarecrow, and I can't
Yeah,
remember
he
what
is,
the other
yeah.
two guys are. Yeah, so yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so I know what I'm doing tonight.
Yeah, he's awesome.
After I watch the Lady in White, I'm watching The Wiz.
Wow, you're gonna be up till like 3
I
in the morning.
really do think you guys should see that movie. I don't think
I've seen the Wiz. I've seen the
I-
Wiz back in. It came
No,
out like
Lady
in the
in White.
1980s or whatever.
I'll watch it. I'll watch
Yeah.
it, especially now that it's Halloween and it's kind of scary.
see, and that's
stuff.
what I forgot to mention that I was caught off guard, but it's very topical because it takes place on this time of year, Halloween, 1962. But the Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, this guy is on the board now. He's ousted from that and Rolling
Gone.
Stone, right?
He's gone. It's all gone, man. He is finished. He is absolutely finished.
He just Joe Paterno himself. We tore down the statue. We erased him from the record books.
And he started it all. That's crazy.
He's persona non grata.
and then he's gone.
Well, it's like the guy. It's like the guy who's like the CEO, and then he gets voted out by his own board of directors. I think there was a guy in the clothing industry where he like started this like I can't remember the name of the company. It wasn't like Calvin Klein, but yeah, but it was
Klein.
Yeah, it was. He
He was
started
Melvin Klein.
Yeah, he started the
You know
company.
who took over? Calvin.
He started the company. It was super successful, and I think he did whatever he did. So he actually got ousted from his own company by his board of directors. So yeah, so that's what happened to him.
I could see that.
He just
I honestly, I could
He
see that.
alcampanised himself. Okay.
All right, so before we get last thoughts, I'm going to throw some stuff out there. So Halloween is coming up. I got a guy, Brad Weissman. He is an author. He is an author, and he has written a book about all of the greatest horror movies, like in the history of horror. So he is going to be on in a couple of weeks.
I like that,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we are going to talk horror movies. So Mark, I am going to expect you to be
Task.
a master of horror movies.
You're tasking me?
I'm tasking you. Ted, have you ever seen a scary movie? Scariest
Yeah.
movie you've ever seen?
I spit on your grave.
Oh, my God.
No, The Exorcist. Actually, The Exorcist was pretty scary. That came out in 1972, and that was. I mean, that would be scary if it came out today. But I
Very
mean,
scary.
in 1972, if you saw the uncut,
That came out when you were 1. Correct?
if you saw the uncut,
What year were you born?
1970.
So it came out when you were 2.
Yeah.
Have you seen a movie scarier than that?
I'll tell you a movie that was
After
supposed.
you were 2.
I'll tell you.
After you were
I'll
2.
tell you a movie that was supposed to be
Age
scary.
5 and on.
No, I'll tell you the movie that everybody thought was scary that I didn't think was scary. I'll do the opposite, like the Blair Witch Project. I mean,
Scary as shit.
Everybody. So I'm watching
I
the Blair.
saw that. We talked about
So I'm
that.
watching the
Yeah,
Blair
we
Witch,
talked
and it's like
about
he's running with the camera, and I'm just like, I wish whatever's in the forest would just kill these fucking people in this movie because I'm so fucking bored. That's what I was thinking.
It was scary, and the premise of that
I'm
originally
gonna
was it was a documentary.
Poltergeist was scary. Poltergeist, the original Poltergeist, when she turns around, all the chairs
Again,
are on the table. Like,
again, you're 9. You're 9 now.
Oh.
But that was also a comedy, dude.
A comedy?
Poltergeist, there's a
Poltergeist.
lot of comedy in that movie.
Oh, because of the little tiny woman and stuff?
Come to the light.
No, there was a lot of humor in that movie. It was like a
wasn't laughing.
I don't know.
a Poltergeist. You ever seen it?
I've seen it, yeah.
There's tons of There's
Oh,
tons
okay.
of humor in it.
Okay.
Okay, kind of a scary movie. The Hills Have Eyes, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I know
Texas
it's been
Chainsaw
named-
Massacre
It was
was
pretty.
scary.
That was pretty scary.
I'll tell you mine.
because it's like realistic.
Yeah,
it's realistic.
It's literally
because it could
it's
be
got
real.
to be the precursor to Saw. And I
Yeah.
just saw that Saw 10 is coming
Yeah,
out.
but
I did not know they made
here's the
9
thing.
other movies.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like people, like you hear about it every day. People like just disappear. Right, they're doing their normal routine and they vanish. You never heard from again. I mean, probably something like that happened to them. They went in the middle of the nowhere.
So it's a reality.
And they just got and there's probably like some weird family living out in the middle of nowhere where there's no law enforcement and God
Do
knows
you have
what
a
they're-
favorite? Do you have a favorite horror movie, Ted?
Man, Exorcist was good. These days,
Like a go-to right now, because right now on TV there's a bunch on.
There's
If you're
nothing-
streaming, you flip through the channels. Like IFC
you know,
has.
I know
stuff
there's a
on.
lot of ghosts out there. I know what was the movie with the Japanese ghost? It was like it was like an American man in Japan. And it was like a ghost, and it was pretty scary. I can't think of the name of it though. It was probably about 15 years old.
Japanese ghost.
Japanese ghost, yeah. It's
Godzilla.
no, what's the one with the Japanese? I thought that was pretty
Japanese ghost movies.
scary. Yeah. If you
I
tell
like
me-
Halloween. The original Halloween movie.
The original was
on there.
good. Yeah, yeah.
And then I do like Halloween 2 was awesome too.
Yeah.
But then Rob Zombie redid them, and they were actually really good too.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you know what I like a lot? Fright Night.
I like Fright Night. Yeah.
I really there's
The
something
guy that
about
looks like Jim Carrey.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
remember Creepshow? Creepshow was like
Creepshow was
three.
good.
It was like 3 stories
Just to
in
be
one.
clear, that was not Jim Carrey in Fright Night, right?
That was not Jim
Yeah.
Carrey.
But you've seen Creepshow. That came out like back.
Yeah,
I think-
Creepshow was awesome.
But it was
yeah.
but it was always
Yeah.
like 3 stories. It was cool because it wasn't like the same story. So they would have like little like mini
Yeah.
stories. Like one guy, he got this like wild animal in a crate. Another one's
Oh,
where like
I'll tell you
Adrian
what-
Barbeau,
Oh,
his
Barbeau,
bitch
yeah.
ass wife.
Yeah, yeah.
Psycho. Psycho.
Not a fan.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
Does
it was
nothing for
the
me.
remake was good too.
Yeah.
No.
What was the so what comes up for Japanese ghost movies?
Nothing. I did not look up
He got
Japanese ghost.
ghosted.
I wanted to get I wanted to look
I
up.
got ghosted.
No, I wanted to look up Fright Night just to
I'm gonna
see
look
what it
this
is.
one up. I'll
Here,
find it.
you know what's a good one? I like Lost Boys. That's a great
Yeah,
movie.
we talked about that.
Yeah, but I don't really. Here's the funny
I
thing.
made my kids watch it and all that
Yeah.
stuff. They hated it.
So
but-
here's the funny thing. I don't really like scary movies.
yeah, I do.
I don't.
I
really-
liked Scooby. You know what movie scared the shit out of me? I watched it by myself in my apartment when I was like 22. Scream.
That was a scary ass
Scared
movie.
the shit out of me, dude. I watched it. It was,
Oh.
and I watched it after it had already been out for 2 years.
The Grudge. The Grudge. That was kind of scary.
Oh, The Grudge.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
yeah,
No,
I see what
it's,
you're talking.
I mean, a little bit scary. It's a little bit.
yeah, I'm not a
They
fan.
made a
Like,
couple of those.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like the ones with the ones where it's your time and you're gonna die and you get hit by a bus.
Oh no! What's the, what?
Stupid.
Something ending where like it's imminent. Yeah. So no matter what you do, you can't avoid it. Yeah. I didn't like
Final
that.
Destination.
Yeah, 'cause it's
or-
predictable.
Oh,
yeah,
you
those,
know.
yeah. I
Yeah,
haven't seen
and
those.
I don't watch Saw
I don't
movies.
watch those kind of movies.
Yeah.
I like more of the suspense horror films like Psycho or
Well,
Halloween
like the-
Friday the 13th. Those movies
Like-
are pretty good.
like
About the first few.
Yeah. Or like the blood and
The
guts
first
ones.
one.
Kevin Bacon was in it.
Kevin Bacon was in
The first one.
Friday the 13th.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Holy shit!
When did that come out? When did Friday the 13th? I mean, the original
It came
one.
out on Friday the 13th.
It was
Yeah, I have no
it was
idea.
the 70s. It was probably like
But
77.
that was realistic because I mean, you got a
78.
guy who's obviously mentally ill,
That
right?
was
He's
realistic.
institutionalized, and then
so,
by
hold on, Ted.
There's a
Ted,
backstory.
Ted, it's realistic. There's a psychotic guy who can't die at a camp who
That was-
killed people before and then killed people when they got back there.
and then it's funny.
Totally
And then he went
realistic.
from being like 5'9" in the first movie to 6'8" by the ninth movie, and he became supernatural.
Did he go out to space?
And then it was like
At
Jason.
some point, he went to
Then
space.
it was Jason versus Freddy
Freddy.
Krueger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he just
Oh,
got
I
weird.
forgot. Yeah.
Freddy
Nightmare
versus
on
Jason.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah,
that
Nightmare on Elm
was
Street.
that
That was
first one
scary.
was
And
really
Johnny
good.
Depp was in the first
The
one.
first one. Yeah, that was scary.
No way.
Yeah, Johnny Depp was in the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Yeah, that was okay.
Which-
That was good, and that was the act.
I
That
guess
was
I
one of
did
the.
like that.
That was probably the second or third after obviously Friday the 13th and Halloween, but Freddy Krueger was really big when we were like 11,
Yeah,
12 years
yeah.
old.
Oh, what about Alien with Sigourney Weaver? That was kind of a horror movie, but like an outer
But
space.
I like
theme,
like
you
an
know, so-
like a movie like that was scary to me. The better movie is I love that movie.
Yeah.
But it's like more of a horror thing is The Thing with Kurt Russell
Oh, love that movie.
Yeah.
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 and Wilford Brimley.
Yeah.
Wilford. He was scary all by himself.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. He was. It was just that I kept thinking, how is this guy alive? I mean,
But
look
we
at
all
him.
know why he was warm. That mustache kept him warm.
Oh man, the taint tickler. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so don't waste it now because in a couple of weeks
So I gotta
Brad
do
is
it-
going to be
okay,
on.
all
Yeah,
right.
Brad's going to be on, and we're going to talk scary movies. So Teddy, you better come with something better than Poltergeist, or better come with something better than
Casper.
I just gave you some
Casper the Scary. You know what scared me? All those Scooby Dooies.
The Addams Family.
Yeah. In a couple weeks, we're gonna have gonna keep the political thing going. Jim Brooks from the Alliance Party is coming on, and I mentioned that Henrik Fexius, who is not only a mentalist, but he reads people.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's gonna do a little like what is Teddy thinking type thing.
Is he in studio?
No, none of these guys. No, none of these guys. Yeah. Let's see. Everybody is far, far away, and
You
I
have
think
Jim Carrey coming on?
no, I have Tim Carey
Oh.
coming on. Yeah, I wish I had Jim Carrey. I
I
tried.
get my J's and T's confused, Ted.
Yeah, actually, Tim Carey is going to
Jed.
talk about averageness. Yeah,
Yeah.
how most of the world is average,
Yeah.
and we better fucking get used to it.
No
So I'm
relation.
excited about
No
it.
relation to Jim Carrey.
I'm already ensconced in that.
Maybe.
I don't know. He seemed a lot more lucid than Jim Carrey does. Even though Mark says that Jim Carrey is a great guy,
a
he seems
genius.
like he's lost his fucking mind.
Yeah.
All right,
not.
so that's what's coming up. So I just want to kind of shoot that out there and kind of get people excited about what's going to happen. But we got to do last thoughts. Mark, you go first. Even though I was looking at Ted,
I knew
he
you
was
were-
all
I knew-
excited
no,
about that.
I knew you were gonna do that.
Last thoughts, sir.
Spit it out.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll do my last
Yeah,
thought.
you do yours.
I'll do
I
my
don't
last
like.
thought
I don't
first.
like
Okay.
this. I don't like this.
So my last
segment.
thought is now I'm kind of fired up. I'm going to go back to my place. I'm going to go to my safe space. I'm going to turn out all the lights. I'm going to light a candle.
God.
I'm going to put on the scariest thing I could find,
And just talk about porn.
and just think and I'm going to try to scare the shit out of myself.
What?
I'm going to try to scare the shit out of myself where I'm thinking there's something under the bed. There's something in the closet.
That's not good.
Because I want,
Dude.
I want
It's
to
not gonna end well.
Like when you're a kid, you got
Because you know he's
seriously
gonna be on
scared.
an
Here,
edible.
you ready? When I was a kid in my house, my room was scary, and my room had the attic door.
Yeah.
So the door to the attic,
Yeah.
which is the most terrifying place in my house, was an unfinished attic
Yeah,
with
yeah.
holes in the floor,
Yeah.
holes in the roof, all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, was in my room.
Yeah.
And the door never latched correctly, so
Yeah.
it
always
always
moved?
it always did. When the wind blew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, listen to me. I literally shit my pants,
Yeah.
and like I would sleep down on the first floor because we had a second floor. I had a second floor bedroom.
Yeah.
I would just grab my shit, grab my pillow, grab my blanket, and go sleep on the couch on the first floor.
Go sleep on the
Yeah,
toilet.
I was such a pussy.
Oh, I forgot. There's one horror movie that was scary. I can't think the name of it, but it was like set in a funeral home. So it's like the guy, like they embalmed the body, so you'd see the body laying on the table. And this one body, it had like a bracelet on its ankle, like a bell. So so whatever that came back to life, it's like walking, it's like ding ding ding. Ding ding ding.
Is that
like,
Phantasm?
No, but it was
Is
that was scary too.
That was
Phantasm?
scary as shit.
Yeah,
Phantasm.
Phantasm was scary.
Oh my god.
Or how about Hellraiser was a little bit. I mean, it was a little
Hellraiser
bit-
was terrifying. Oh
Yeah,
my
Hellraiser
God.
was
He goes,
scary.
I recommend.
We are going to have so much fun.
I
with Brad.
recommend evisceration.
Yeah. We are going to have so much fun. I forgot all these. I'm going to have to go. I'm gonna have to
Pinhead.
do a lot of research.
Love
back
Pinhead.
to
Love
the movies.
Pinhead.
Yeah.
So my final thought is going to be
okay.
I'm very happy.
Just interrupt, Mark. Go
I'm
ahead.
very well.
You look thrilled right
I'm
now.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I forgot what I was going to say now.
You're very excited about porn. On
I'm
your
happy
phone.
that Samoa hasn't reached out. I noticed that we're not getting any positive feedback from Samoa.
No, it kind of went away. Yeah, it kind of went away. It was mostly me.
So they
killing-
just call us out when
yeah.
I'm wrong. But
Yeah.
they're
Well,
not.
the Wi-Fi is delayed out there
Yeah.
because they're kind of far
Yeah,
away.
we-
So it'll get
yeah.
to you. Don't worry.
Most of the feedback was the Green Party stuff, and how people kind of dug that, and then the other stuff was just me being a dog murderer.
The
and
reason
being a jag off
the
a
reason
dog
I bring
murderer.
it up because it came up today because on my Spotify list I was listening to like all these rap songs and the Digital Underground came on and the Humpty Dance and
Oh, I love Digital.
he calls out Samoa. He's like
He does.
he's like,
There's this.
yeah,
Yeah, there's one of his. Like,
he's
he's
like-
Samoa.
yeah, he's like,
What?
yeah.
In
We
the-
talking about do the Humpty Hump. White people do the Humpty Hump. Samoans do the Humpty Hump.
He's
Does
right.
he
He's
really?
right. He's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out of all things, yeah.
Holy shit!
yeah.
I think that's awesome that you remember that.
Yeah.
Well, I was listening to it today and it came up and then
Yeah,
you know,
he does mention Samoa. I think. Yeah.
Samoa's a hot topic on the show. We got a lot of
good call.
listeners there.
We have a few people that were
See?
yeah. They just wanted you to know that it's different. Yeah, Samoa and Hawaii different. That's why I don't say Sa Hawaii or Hamoa. It's
Or,
very.
G'day, mate.
All right. So, I will leave you with this, man. I am so. These guys know that there's a possibility that next week we're going to have somebody on that I am super excited about. I'm not going to say anything,
He's really excited.
dude. I mean, this is a best-selling author, a science fiction writer that we might have on, and one of my literally one of my favorite authors.
His
of
name
all
rhymes
time.
with Ryan Ding.
You're smiling so
It's-
much
it's-
right now.
I am.
It's like,
I am
geez.
so excited. I don't want to jinx this, so I'm not going to say anything. But man, if this comes to fruition, I am going to be the happiest boy in Boytown.
I hope it works out for you.
Yeah, and it's just going to be me going. Oh, you know what? You're so awesome. You know what? Yeah,
There's
you're, yeah.
There'll be a lot of man crush going on. Okay, that's cool.
There's going to
That's
be a
cool.
lot
Yeah.
of man
Yeah.
crush going on.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody have a great time. Keep listening. Tell everybody. Keep your Teddy's tips coming. And you know what? If we mess up or someone murders an animal, go ahead and call us out. I'm okay with that. Teddy, are you okay with that?
Yeah. Well, that was humane. What happened? I mean, that wasn't murder. That was, that dog was at the end of
It was murdery. It was
Yeah.
murdery. Yeah. It's just.
Yeah,
It's.
I mean-
I'm such a. Yeah.
No, you did the right. I mean, that poor dog.
I did the right
had some
thing.
health thing
But it's
issues,
still.
yeah.
It's still rough.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
still a
yeah,
rough
you
gig.
never
All
feel
right.
good about that. Yeah.
But yeah, and with that, hopefully everybody's alive next week, and we will see everybody in 7 days. Take care. Have fun.